Welcome to the List Critics. I'm NecroVMX,
And I'm Armageddon time.
and I'm going to be having sex with his mother live.
Wait, what?
Oh, I didn't tell you
We
about
didn't
that part?
discuss this.
That's why you don't come to rehearsals. This is what happens.
She needs some preparation ahead of time, you realize.
Oh, she's prepared. Trust me, dude. She's DTF.
Oh, dude.
All right, let's get on with it. This is the List Critics, where we take a look at lists from online and we critique them because we got nothing better to do.
Exactly. It's a Friday night. What better to do than complain?
Right. So, okay, we have a big 100 list that I haven't even looked at, but the premise of it is promising. It's from IGN. It is the top 100 video game villains of all time. But before we get to that, I have some lists submitted by people who like the show. Or maybe they hate the show, who knows? But either way, they submitted some lists.
I look forward to it either way.
Yeah. So here I have two top 10 lists from Max Spender. And let's see. He has his top 10 favorite Genesis games.
Now, these are his favorite, not the top of all time, right?
Well, the way he just put best Genesis games, he didn't really specify, but
All right.
I assume it's his favorites. I mean,
Sure.
you know, everybody thinks that their favorites are the top of all time. Number 10, Revenge of Shinobi. I think if you're going to put any of the Shinobi games on there, I think that's the one to do. So
I've only really played one Shinobi game, and I don't really know which one it is I played, but the one that I played was pretty fun.
yeah, they're all pretty much the same. I think Revenge was a little more polished. That's all.
So, yeah, sure, makes sense to be on a top 10 list. Sure, why not?
Number 9 is Psycho Pinball. I haven't played it because, well, I think pinball games are inane, but
Well, I don't know, real pinball games are kind of fun for a little
yeah,
while.
yeah, for like 5 seconds. No, but in all seriousness, it's like a video game representation of a. I don't know. To me, it's like a video game version of Monopoly. Like, why don't you just get a Monopoly board?
Now, when I hear Psycho Pinball, I think we're like in the Bates Motel and
That would
like
be
like the
awesome.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like
It's probably not that.
yeah, based on the Psycho movie, that would be an interesting
Yeah,
pinball setup to see.
yeah. That no, actually, I'd go for that. That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Whenever you get a free game, like,
Like you have to play again. Oh, damn it.
nah. After all, a mother is a son's best friend.
Yes.
Okay, number 8 is Beyond Oasis.
Is this an RPG?
That is it's an action-based RPG, kind of like Zelda is.
Oh.
I think I played the one on Saturn. I don't know if it's the same game or if it's the sequel, but I did play an Oasis game on Saturn, and it was really good. So,
And Noel and Liam were left with no comment, I take it? Oasis, never mind.
oh Jesus,
Yep.
that's just we're gonna move on. All right, Jesus.
I'll keep it to a minimum from now on.
Number 7 is Landstalker.
Sounds familiar. Maybe do you know the game?
What? It does sound familiar, but I can't place it. I keep thinking of those little guys, those little dinosaur guys from Dragon Age. Oh, it's it's an RPG. It's one of those isometric games.
Oh, okay. Kind of like the one you is it like the one you recently played, the
Arcus Odyssey.
Arcus Odyssey. Yeah.
Now, actually, I think I have done a video on Landstalker. It actually resembles what's that NES game? Oh shit, the one where you play as like the little wizard guy and you're like jumping around in an isometric maze.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about. I found it very frustrating.
What the hell? It might even be connected to that game. Because it's like almost the same type of gameplay. But why can't I think of the name of it?
I can see it
Solstice.
in my mind. What's that?
It's Solstice. Solstice.
Solstice. Yes.
Solstice. So it's kind of similar to Solstice. Yeah, I didn't really like Landstalker when I played it, but a game like that you got to really invest some time into.
So far, a very interesting list.
Yeah. Number 6 is one of the most overrated games of that entire era, and that would be Flashback: The Quest for Identity.
All right, I have played this, and I've actually beaten it, and
Yeah.
it's okay, but it can get boring after a while.
In other words, it's fucking overrated.
Yeah.
At number 5, we have Arcus Odyssey.
Oh, there you
A
go.
game that I didn't know existed until the other day when I played it to record a video, and I thought it was
Yeah, you
awesome.
seem to enjoy it very much. And
Yeah.
watching it, I think I could get into it.
Yeah,
Never
I
really
mean,
played it myself, but you know.
it seemed like a very, like almost like a Diablo style thing going on there.
Mhm. I like how your shots actually bounced off the walls. You could do some ricocheting action going on.
Yeah, that was interesting. Because arrows totally do that.
Yeah.
Number 4, we have Castlevania Bloodlines. You knew that had to be on there.
You know, I guess so. It is fun. It is pretty. I never beat it because
If you do a Genesis list and you don't have Castlevania Bloodlines on there, I might have to punch you in the balls. I mean,
never really considered much of the Genesis in my youth, but
well, I didn't
I
have
did
one,
enjoy playing Bloodlines. It's just I found it kind of
One.
hard.
Well, it's a Castlevania game. The fuck do you expect? Number 3, I don't think I'm familiar with this one. Light Crusader.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Do you know it? I'm gonna look it up.
All right.
Light Crusader. I'm like, and this is the number 3 best game according to him.
So this better be hot shit.
Okay, it's another fucking isometric RPG. This guy really likes his isometric RPGs.
Mm.
This one actually, judging from what very little I'm seeing on the on YouTube,
Yeah.
it almost looks like Shadowrun, but you know, just not set in the future.
So like set present times, like with shotguns and stuff.
No, it's like medieval, but
Oh.
the graphics and overall presentation slightly resembles Shadowrun, I would say.
Well, it's all right. Shadowrun. I mean,
I'm gonna have to take his
Comparison.
word for it. Number 2 is Streets of Rage. I wonder why you picked the original.
I prefer Streets of Rage 2, but
I also prefer Streets of Rage 2.
the first one very good. You know,
It
maybe
was good,
maybe in his youth he only had the first one, so he played it a lot
That's
more.
possible. And according to him, the number 1 Genesis game is another one that I haven't heard of. It's called Crusader of Senti.
Oh my goodness, I'm quite.
This I gotta look up. How much you want to bet it's a
Isometric?
isometric RPG?
I don't know.
Let's see. Well, let's see. The very first video I find is from a show called Video Obscura, so obviously it's an obscure game.
Hmm.
So let's see. Let me mute it and just look at what the gameplay looks like. YouTube's being a cockhole right now. Oh, it actually it is an RPG, but this one it resembles Secret of Mana actually.
Ah, well, that's it's all right.
Wait a minute, is that Sonic the Hedgehog?
Eh?
Sonic the Hedgehog was in it, like as a character, like an NPC. Like this guy with the sword and a blue hat was walking through the glade, you know, swinging his sword at bushes, and he has like a poodle and a little bird following him, and then Sonic the Hedgehog was lounging on a lawn chair
That's
in the middle of a field.
that's kind of cool. What do you know? A little
It was
cameo
very strange.
from the Blue Blur.
I'm gonna have to try this game out.
All right.
It looks fun. It looks like a Zelda style. I mean, the graphics resemble Secret of Mana. Hopefully, it's a better game than Secret of Mana.
You have a hard spot for that game.
I don't have a hard anything for that game. That's what she said. All right. So what are you gonna? I'm gonna. You know what? There were a couple of games in there I didn't know, but other than the pinball game, there's nothing on there that I would just disagree with. The pinball game, I don't know. I haven't played it, but I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I think it was a good list.
Yeah, I'm actually going to give it a 9 as well because it's very eclectic and unexpected and
Yeah.
unique.
I mean, you know, he picked his favorites because he didn't put a Sonic game on.
Not even one.
He didn't put like the really there's no Altered Beast, you know what I mean?
Fantasy Star or anything.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't go for the obvious stuff. He just went for his favorite game. So I gotta give props for that.
Yeah.
His other list is the best last gen cross-platform titles. In other words, he's saying top 10 games that were on PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube had to be released on all 3.
All 3. A very interesting
There were a
list.
lot. Yeah, it's an interesting concept. There were a lot of games released for PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. So, so let's get to it. Number 10 is Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. He doesn't specify which of the 5 million Tom Clancy Splinter Cell games it is.
Maybe the first
But-
one? Was the first one released on... Or was it released on PlayStation 1? I can't recall.
I thought the first one was on like Dreamcast, but who knows? I mean, there's been so many of them.
And I've never
take
played one. Not even one.
Yeah. I haven't played them either. I've heard they're good though.
Mm.
Number 9 is X-Men Legends.
Uh,
Once again, going for the original instead of the superior sequel. Interesting.
I thought the game was okay.
It was good. It wasn't the RPG that they said it was going to do.
No, not like, this will save the X-Men franchise at the time or anything.
Well, it did well enough.
Yeah.
Number 8 is Second Sight. I think I have that one on GameCube.
That sounds familiar. I think I might have seen the box for it.
Isn't it just like kind of a rare one?
Isn't that the one where you can, like, I don't know, possess objects, move them around or something? Or am I
Well,
thinking
the cover is like a bald guy with his head in his hands and he's holding a gun. So that really doesn't help with anything. I mean, who knows?
Hmm.
Who knows? I don't know. It says the storyline follows MIT parapsychology researcher John Vanek and his attempts to recover his memory. Okay, I just fell asleep. I'm going to move on. Uh, Number 7 is Time Splitters 2.
I played the original Time Splitters.
Yeah,
Thought it was
good,
all right.
but it wasn't on all three.
No,
systems,
no.
so, yeah.
But Time Splitters 2 I never actually
Yeah.
picked up because there was always something else to
have
rent.
I do have it. Haven't played it though. So, number 6 is Spider-Man 2. That was a good one.
It was. I played it on
I
PS2.
didn't know that it was on Xbox though.
Hmm.
I didn't know that I assume it was. I'm assuming that he was correct in putting this list together, but
Hmm.
I didn't know that it was on the original Xbox. Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah, but
Let's see.
just swinging around the city, it was just fun.
That was more of what a superhero game should be like.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was on the Xbox. Interesting.
What do you know?
It was on PC too. I don't know that.
Hmm.
Well, there you have it. That was number 6. Okay, number 5 is Baldur's Gate: Dark Alliance.
Never played any of the Baldur's Gate games, but
Well,
I only
if you
hear
like-
good things.
Well, I mean, it's BioWare. I mean, it's the same people who gave us Mass Effect and Dragon Age, so. And especially Dragon Age was very much based on Baldur's Gate system, so.
Oh, I was about to ask, it doesn't take place in the same universe, does it? But no.
No, not at all. But it's just like a spiritual sequel.
All right, fair enough.
It's like a Baldur's Gate game without the Baldur's Gate.
Great.
Number 4, Mortal Kombat Deception. Good to see that one's getting some love.
And okay,
Deception.
remind me, which one was this one? What was the story going on?
That was one after the Deadly Alliance falls apart and Onaga the Dragon King comes and Shang Tsung and Quan Chi and Raiden all have to team up against him.
Okay, I did play that one. There was one of the PS2 games that I didn't play, and I can't remember which one it was, but I did play Deception.
Well, the other two were Armageddon and Deadly Alliance.
It must have been Armageddon and the last.
Armageddon was the one that had like every single character.
Huh.
There were like 60 characters in it.
Oh, wonder why I never picked that one up.
But that one was only on PlayStation 2 and Wii. It wasn't on Xbox or GameCube.
Strange.
Yeah. Number 3, Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. That was a good game.
It was very good.
That was a good game.
Just
Well, that was the first modern Prince of Persia game, and like the old ones are very very stiff controls, kind of like Flashback.
Yeah.
Very stiff controls, very hard to maneuver, and
frustrating game.
For a game that was about running and jumping, the Prince wasn't very good at either of those things.
No, he slid
then-
around like he was on ice.
Yeah, exactly. And then to get him to jump was like a nightmare. Then you had this game where he just moved perfectly, and it's just like everything felt really fluid, kind of like Spider-Man 2 in a way, that it just feels natural controlling it.
And then
And-
the added game mechanic of like rewinding time if you make a mistake or something is just genius.
I mean, yeah, and unlike some games, it was limited how much you could do that.
Yeah, you couldn't just keep rewinding,
Yeah.
rewinding.
It wasn't like Braid or Beautiful Joe.
Yeah.
And Prince of Persia: Sands of Time was a great game. Sort of the precursor to the Assassin's Creed game in a lot of ways.
Yeah, with kind of like you can run along the walls and
Yeah, like
Jump up
Assassin's Creed obviously very different type of game.
Yeah.
But you know, the general control and aesthetic and the way everything flows is similar.
Yeah, it's like we can do this, but even better.
Yeah. Number two, the game that is eventually going to get a sequel, Beyond Good and Evil.
Oh, fantastic game! I gotta say, I didn't get
I
too
know you're
far
a fan
in
of that one.
I didn't get too far in it, but the battle is
Yeah.
good, the story is good, characters are believable. The graphics were, all right for PS2.
Yeah, yeah. I guess you played it on PS2.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Pretty sure I have it for GameCube.
Mhm.
Most of these games I have for GameCube.
It's well worth, like even just half an hour just
Yeah.
to see what it's like.
Yeah. And his number one pick for a game that was on Xbox, PlayStation 2, and GameCube is The Simpsons Hit and Run.
Really?
Now, that was a good game. I wouldn't put it in number one, but the game I would put it number one's not even on here. But it was a damn good game. I mean, that was, finally a good Simpsons game.
I thought it was all right.
Oh, it was great. I don't know. Are you talking about the right one? You're not confusing it with what's that other one? The taxi one.
That is the one I'm thinking of.
Road Rage.
Yeah. Okay.
Road Rage.
Which
no,
one?
Hit and Run.
Was that
See,
more
Road
like
Rage
GTA?
Yeah. Hit and Run was a little bit like GTA, and Road Rage was like Crazy Taxi.
Okay. Yeah.
They shared like the same engine, but Hit and Run was way better.
Yeah, Hit and Run was.
Yeah. And I'm not
way better.
not one. I don't really dig sandbox games,
Mhm.
but that one was awesome because it made you feel like you were like in The Simpsons.
Yeah, like you were
Just like
running
Spider-Man 2
Springfield.
made you feel like you were Spider-Man. Sandbox games can be done right. Personally, I think one game that's missing that has to be on here that I would have put at number one would have been Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah, with the individual.
Oh yeah,
different
they did. Yeah, the
persist-
GameCube. Yeah, the GameCube had Link, and the Xbox had Spawn, and the PlayStation 2 had Heihachi.
Hayachi. Yeah.
I think the PlayStation 2 got shafted there.
Tekken. Not a fan.
Well, I mean, he's not the only Tekken character to appear. I mean, Yoshimitsu had appeared already in Soul Calibur, and I just think like just sticking another Tekken character, it wasn't anything special. It wasn't like a character like Spawn or Link, you know?
Something very PlayStation 2 centric.
Yeah, exactly. But the PlayStation 2 was the only system that got Soul Calibur 3, so I guess that kind of evens it out. GameCube and Xbox got shafted there.
Ah, well.
I think it was. I don't like this list as much as the other one, but I think it was a good list. I'm going to give it a 7.
Yeah, I was thinking 7 as well.
Wow, we're on the same page today.
Yeah, today we are.
And then now that's it for his list, but he sent a little note at the end here that I think was pretty funny. He says, I was thinking of doing a top 10 list of the best natural big boobs, but refrained.
No, you should have done that one too.
I would have loved to have read it, but he does raise a point. He says most of your subscribers are pretty sick, so I can imagine you'll get weirder top 10 lists than that if you decide to go down this road. You know what though? Do you care? I don't care.
Doesn't matter to me. I mean, top 10. What was that one? Top 10 walrus characters? That was great.
That was so funny though. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
You know what, Max Spender, if you're listening, please send us your top 10 natural big boobs. I'd love to read it. And if people want to send weird lists, I'm fine with that. If they're bad, we're going to say they're bad.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're the critics. We're not going to just throw out a list because of what kind of list it is.
Exactly. The walrus thing that cracked me up.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mr. Sandman XJ9 sent me. Now I don't understand him sometimes. I even talked to him about this briefly. He says it's top 10 guitarists, but then he lists 15. So I sent him a message back. I was like, is it top 10 or is it top 15? Apparently it's top 15.
All right,
So
just a
let's
misprint.
get to it. Yeah. Number 15 is Richie Blackmore. He was the guitarist in Deep Purple.
All right, you're going to know this a little bit more than me because I'm not the kind of guy that's...
Oh, come on, man. Smoke on the Water. I mean, come on.
Meow, 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 meow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was a good guitarist. I don't know if I'd put him in like the top ever, but this is his opinion. So, number 14 is Jason Becker, who's apparently a solo guy. I don't know him, so
Doesn't ring a bell.
let me look him up real quick and see what I get. Apparently, there's also an ice hockey guy named that. let's see. Oh, he's a neoclassical metal guitarist. Sounds right up my alley.
Whoa.
Sounds right up my alley. I might have to look into this guy.
Neoclassical metal. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great. That's my sort of thing. So, hold on, Joey's oh, he's telling me about his shit. Okay, moving on. Number 13 is Randy Rhoads, who is a guitarist for a very long time with Ozzy Osbourne.
Like in the early days, or?
It was more the earlier days. I mean, Ozzy's worked with a lot of great guitarists. He had Randy Rhoads for a while, and then he had Zakk Wylde for a while, and now he has that guy from Firewind who's really good. So,
Firewind.
Randy Rhoads, yeah. Firewind is like, okay, if Dragon Force was the Transformers, then Firewind would be like Voltron. It would be like not as good, but pretty sweet.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Or the GoBots, you might say.
Oh, no. The GoBots sucked. I said not as good, but pretty sweet. Number 12, Joe Satriani.
Oh, fantastic. I can't tell you how many times
good.
my dad has seen him live and met him live.
He's good. Yeah, he's really good. Satch Boogie, Surfing with the Alien. I mean, number 11, and this is one I'm glad he didn't just fill it up with just a bunch of guys that shred. He has David Gilmour from Pink Floyd.
Oh, so it's more of a technical as opposed to just wailing?
Well, he's not really a technical guitarist. He's from Pink Floyd. I mean, you've heard their music.
Yeah.
I mean, he's great, though. I mean, like I said, I'm just glad he didn't fill it up with just the guys who just shred. As much as I love that kind of stuff, it's nice to have a more wide and varied list.
So these are people that are good at what they do, like their style.
Oh, he's great at what he does. I mean, personally, I think that some of the best guitar is found in the song "Comfortably Numb." So,
Wow.
Number 10 is Jimmy Page. He was a guitarist in Led Zeppelin, of course.
There you go. Recognizable name amongst the masses.
That's an easy one.
Yeah.
That's an easy one. Number 9, Tony Iommi, the original guitarist of Black Sabbath.
That goes back a little ways.
You know what? He's probably still in Black Sabbath. Number 8 is Adrian Smith, one of the 3 guitarists in Iron Maiden.
Whoa.
Certainly the most prolific one.
Like the most named, you might say?
Well, okay, they originally had 2 guitarists in Iron Maiden. And Adrian Smith was like the lead guitarist,
Okay.
And then you had, what's his face? Dave Murray, who he was more like the rhythm guy,
Yeah.
And Adrian Smith left around the same time that Bruce Dickinson did in the 90s, and they replaced him with this guy, Jannik Gers, who's like he's from England, like they all are, but based on his name, he's got to be like Swedish or something. But anyway, so he was his replacement. But when Dickinson and Adrian Smith came back, they were like, well, we don't want to just get rid of Jannik Gers. So they just said, okay, now we have 3 guitarists.
And then they put out some really wild stuff.
Oh, they really did, too. They really did. Iron Maiden is an amazing band. I mean, they're in my Holy Five, so.
The Holy Five. You heard it here.
The Holy Five. It's the 5 greatest bands according to me. You could probably guess who they are. Go ahead, give it a shot. I already told you Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden.
Yes.
Dream Theater is in there.
Dream Theater. Yes, that's 2.
3, 4, 5. Crap, what are they called?
What are they?
They're like, fuck, I can't think of what they're called. They're from the 70s. Damn it.
The 70s.
Just what is the list?
Dream Theater, Arion, Rush,
Iron
Iron Maiden, and Muse.
MUSE?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Fuck, couldn't think of. They're Canadian, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah, they are Canadian. The hell, man.
Ugh.
Number 7 is Marty Friedman from Megadeth.
I have recently gotten into some Megadeth. Very good stuff.
Interesting. I did not know that you were partaking in Megadeth.
I am now.
Ah, what albums?
Just one. I can't.
Well, which one?
I can't remember the name of. I'll pull it up.
Oh, are you serious? Just name a song from it.
Can't. I really can't.
Okay.
I'm blanking.
Okay, bring it up then. Come on, really?
It's just...
Marty Friedman was only on like 5 albums, so.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. He's no longer in Megadeth. Megadeth has had a revolving door of musicians.
Actually, I have 2. I forgot. I recently added one, but I haven't listened to it yet. I listened to Rust in Peace.
Rust in Peace is my favorite.
And
That is so good.
I recently got Endgame.
That's the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the new one. So that's cool.
But I haven't actually...
Well, actually, they have another one coming out really soon called 13. Obviously, it's their 13th album. But Endgame was good, though. Now, if you liked Rust in Peace, and Rust in Peace was great, and Endgame is pretty similar in its stylings. But I'm going to say one that you got to get is Countdown to Extinction.
All right, I'll put that in here in my list of things to get.
That came out right after Rust in Peace.
All right, that's easy enough. But yeah, I do like the guitar.
Marty Friedman was good. Marty Friedman was on... Oh, shit, I just had it. I know his last album was Risk, which was the only Megadeth album that I didn't like, although it wasn't his fault, of course. Give me a second here. I just had it up. Yeah, he was from... he started on Rust in Peace, and he was on Countdown to Extinction, Euthanasia, Cryptic Writings, and Risk. So basically, if you ignore Risk, he was on all my favorite Megadeth albums.
Wow, so...
Yeah. Because that would be it. Rust in Peace, Countdown, Euthanasia, and Cryptic Writings. So.
Dude knows what he's doing.
Yeah. So I gotta say, and his best guitar work was on Rust in Peace. Number 6, Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, my dad's favorite guitarist of all time.
Yeah, you gotta have him on there. I mean, he was technically a great guitarist. He wrote good songs. He wasn't much of a singer, but that's not what the list is.
No, I mean, yeah, it's the greatest guitarist, not greatest singers. It's something different.
Number 5 is Steve Vai. Now, I'm actually not a huge fan of Steve Vai. I think he's boring. I think he's an amazing guitarist. But his music just bores me to tears.
Wasn't he taught by Joe Satriani?
He was taught by Frank Zappa.
Oh,
Joe
okay,
Satriani was taught by Steve Vai.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got it mixed up. All right.
Yeah. Number 4, John Petrucci from Dream Theater. Golf clap. Recognizing Dream Theater. I'm very glad you put that on there. Here, number 3, another guy that's technically amazing, but I find his work to be personally dull, is Yngwie Malmsteen.
Sounds familiar.
He's like this Swedish guy, and he's like a little fat, but he shreds like a motherfucker.
I think my brother might have showed me something of his sometime. Just the name pops in my mind, and it's not a name that sounds like John Smith or anything.
The problem with Yngwie personally is, although he's very technically proficient, he does tend to fall into a trap that a lot of these really virtuoso guitarists fall into, is he just plays scales over and over again.
Oh, heck, anybody can do that.
So he's like, well, no, not anybody, but he's like, look how fast they can play it on scales. You know, and that's what it is. Number 2 is Eddie Van Halen, who I think is vastly overrated.
Was never a big fan of Van Halen, but so I can never really appreciate the actual guitar work.
He's certainly one of the most influential guitarists. He was one of the first, I won't say he invented it, but he was one of the first guitarists to popularize tapping on the strings to play them.
That does sound pretty cool, yeah.
Do that. Yeah, you see these guys do that where they just take both hands on the neck and yeah. But personally, I think he was overrated, and now he's not much of anything.
What does he do these days? Does Van Halen still do stuff?
There is a Van Halen, but I don't think they've released anything in a long time. So
Mm.
they tour once in a while, but the lineup's always changing.
Yeah.
Number one, his number one favorite guitarist of all time, Paul Gilbert. Now, this is interesting. I don't think he knows as much about Paul Gilbert as he should, because he lists Gilbert as a solo artist. But although he has solo albums out, he is in a band called Mr. Big.
Mr.
So,
Big? Cool. I like the name.
Yeah, he's a great guitarist. He's got very adaptive style. He can pretty much play like anybody else.
That would definitely put him near number one then.
Yeah, like you say, give me some Hendrix. He could play exactly like Hendrix. You say, okay, play like Satriani. He could play like Satriani. He could pretty much do it all. I don't know that I'd put him at number one, but he is great. I would have had Frank Zappa as number one, but maybe he's only counting the living,
Yeah, well, no,
I think
no, because Hendrix is way dead.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's been dead for a long time. So, well, who knows? Maybe he just doesn't know. Oh, I think I don't know. Not everybody agrees with me on this, but I think the absence of my personal favorite guitarist, who is Alex Lifeson from Rush, is a bit of a travesty. But hey, he had John Petrucci on there, so
That's a little nod for you.
that's pretty banging. It's a good list. Out of 15, I'm going to give it a 12.
Let's see. What would average be? I'll say since
Average would be
7.
7.
This is not my wheelhouse. This is not my expertise.
Yeah, I understand, but average would be about 7.
But I did recognize some of those names, so I think I'll bump it up to a 10 actually.
A 10. Okay, so that's good. It's good.
Yeah, good.
Okay. And I have one more user submitted list. This is a top 20
Oh,
from Almighty Santa. You probably know him.
sounds familiar.
I think he's subscribed to you.
Um,
He leaves a lot of interesting comments. Almighty Santa sent me his top 20 Super NES games.
There we go. Another Super NES list. Yeah.
But we always wind up not liking these.
Yeah.
You notice that? You notice that we always wind up not liking these?
Because, why wasn't this game on there? Why was this game so
Well,
high?
because-
Why was this one so low?
Yeah. All right, let's see what we got here. Number 20, The Seventh Saga.
RPG, right?
Yeah, it's an okay game, but I wouldn't think it would be on the top 20 anything.
Huh. Yeah, it's a game I'd always kind of bypass while looking through the stores, so that's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah. Number 19, Mortal Kombat 2. I guess if you're going to pick any of the Mortal Kombat games in Super NES, you'd pick that one.
Yeah, number 2 would be my favorite. Even though I only own number 3, but
Well, three and Ultimate 3 are better games in the arcade,
yeah,
but as
Super
far as the best conversion to Super NES was Mortal Kombat 2.
yeah, agreed.
If you're going strictly by Super NES, which he is. Number 18, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. That's a good one.
Very good. And
I already like this because it's not 20 Nintendo games. Nintendo Squaresoft. You know what I mean?
oh, like there was the one where it was all Final Fantasy and
Yeah, it was all Nintendo and Squaresoft.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a Midway game, we have a Capcom game, and who the hell made the Seventh Saga? Let me look that up real quick. I don't think it's any, but it might have been Enix.
yeah, that could be an NX game or maybe.
Might have been it. Let me look it up. Yeah, it was Enix.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So, sort of Square, but not quite. They weren't yet joined together.
Yeah.
Number 17, our first Nintendo game, F-Zero.
Oh,
You notice
fantastic.
you haven't seen F-Zero in any of these Super NES lists?
No, and F-Zero
So
is
this
a
guy is the
very good
first.
game.
I mean, it's an awesome game.
Yeah.
This guy's the first one with the sense to put it on there.
Kick-ass soundtrack.
I mean, you know what? I wouldn't put it on a top 10, but this is top 20.
Exactly.
Number 16, Super Street Fighter 2. Now, personally, and I'm looking at Super Street Fighter 2 is a good one, but if you're going to put just one Street Fighter game on here, and he only has one on here, it's got to be Turbo.
But Super Street Fighter 2 has more characters, doesn't it?
Yeah, but Turbo has better gameplay.
Better gameplay?
not-
I don't know. I didn't really
Oh,
notice much.
totally. Because remember, there was a Super and there was a Super Turbo, and Super didn't have any of the speed that people had gotten really used to. It was very slow.
Forgot that there was a Super Turbo.
And Super
I should've
Turbo
guessed.
was not on Super NES. It was on the
Oh,
PlayStation and
weird.
3DO. Yeah, if you're into that. Number 15, Super Mario World.
Yeah, it's a good game. Very good.
15 is an appropriate spot for it, I think.
Yeah, it's solid. Good for the
Now,
time.
number 14. Okay, I have to take umbrage with number 14. He's got Final Fight on here, and while I love Final Fight, I think the Super NES version is atrocious.
In what sense? I mean, I played it and I thought it was all right.
Okay, I'm going to tell you several reasons why I think it's atrocious. First of all, it's missing a stage. There is a stage that is just completely gone.
Maybe they couldn't fit
Second
it
of
on at
all-
the time, you know?
Dude, they got Final Fight 2 and 3 were bigger games. It was just Capcom being lazy. Number two reason why I think the Super NES version was atrocious, it's missing a character.
Guy.
Yeah, and then they released Final Fight Guy, but you could only rent it, and that didn't have Cody. And let me just say, Final Fight 3 had 5 characters.
Ooh.
Finally, there was no two-player.
Yeah, you know, kind of looking back, maybe it wasn't as good as I remember compared to the sequels
So
anyway.
if you're going to stick one Final Fight game on here, personally I would have used Final Fight 2 or possibly 3 because they were made for the Super NES and they weren't trying to adapt an arcade game that wasn't working out.
They just kind of did their own thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know about Final Fight. Number 13, Super Castlevania 4. Gotta agree with that. Maybe a little higher, but gotta agree with it.
A little high.
Yeah, wanna get high?
Wanna get high?
Number 12 is Turtles in Time. An amazing, amazing game.
Probably my favorite beat 'em up I've ever played, actually.
Same here, and you know what? If you're gonna put a top 20 Super NES games and you don't have Turtles in Time on there, you're a dick.
And another amazing soundtrack.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Number 11, and this is like the millionth time I've been over this, Donkey Kong Country.
How
doesn't
about
have
number
any other
2, for God's sake?
It's not on there. Number 2 was better, people.
Yes, come on, listen.
Ah.
Conform,
Number 10.
Conform.
Number 10, Soul Blazer.
Which one's this one again?
It was an NX game, and it was an RPG, an action RPG, where you were restoring life to a world by sealing away demons. It was really awesome and had a great soundtrack.
Well, I'll take your word for it. Good choice.
You've never played Soul Blazer?
Never played Soul Blazer.
Oh, dude, you gotta try it out. Just get a ROM and just dick around with it for a little while. You will become addicted to it.
All right, I'll write that in
It's
my list of things to do.
Amazing, amazing game. As a matter of fact, it is part of a series
Oh,
that it's an unofficial series because they don't share any continuity with each other, but it's generally referred to as the Soul series. And there's a lot of them, but the 3 core titles are Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia, and Terranigma.
really? Illusion of Gaia is in there.
Well, I assume Illusion of Gaia was a great game before it got translated.
That's great translation work.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
But Soul Blazer was first. Some people consider ActRaiser to be in there too.
ActRaiser, yeah. I like the fighting bits, but the whole, I don't know, managerial section I was never much of a fan
That was
of.
awesome. That's a lot of the reason that a lot of people bitched about ActRaiser 2 because it didn't have that. Although I disagree, ActRaiser 2 rocked. But
Yes, I agree. ActRaiser 2, very
moving
good.
on, number 9, Final Fantasy 4. He calls it 2, but it's Final Fantasy 4.
4, yeah.
Yes, great game.
Is that the only Final Fantasy on the list?
No, it is not. Okay, dude, Almighty Santa, you're great. I love you. You're a great comedy, but you fucked up. You put Soul Blazer at number 10 and number 8.
Uh-oh. That is
So you know
one
what?
strike.
That is a major strike. He didn't put the list together great. I'm gonna use my veto power to take Soul Blazer out of one of the 2 slots it's in, and I'm gonna put ActRaiser in there because he doesn't have that.
Yeah, not ActRaiser 2. Well,
No, 1 was better. Better control,
All right.
better gameplay, city building, amazing game. Better story too. Number 7. Now, this is a game that I never would have heard of had I not done a video on it. And I did enjoy the game. I don't know that it's the 7th best Super NES game, but hey, this is his list.
Exactly.
Plock.
Plock?
Plock. P-L-O-K. Plock.
I don't think I ever saw that video of yours.
I did it with Julie, and it's a cutesy sort of platformer where you're like this guy who shoots his hands and his legs at enemies.
Oh, so like
Yeah.
just basic platforming fun?
Yeah, pretty much. He's looking for his missing flag or something. It's bizarre. It's a drug trip.
Wow.
Yeah, fun game though. I mean, I assume if you had it and you played it a lot, then yeah, you would see it on here. But personally, I think it's a bit high. I mean, number 7. Wow. Is that really better than Final Fantasy IV and Soul Blazer twice?
Well, maybe as a kid, you play the weird game and then you grow attached to it.
Does that mean it's twice as good as Soul Blazer because it's above Soul Blazer twice?
Wow. Plock better than Soul Blazer.
Twice.
Number
6 is Final Fantasy VI.
Very
Calls it
nice.
3, but it's Final Fantasy VI. Number 5, Star Fox. I enjoyed the shit out of Star Fox as a kid.
When I got the original, I couldn't stop playing this thing. Like
Yeah, it was.
the easy road, the medium, the hard road. I wanted to do it all.
Yeah, great game.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, Chrono Trigger.
Can't get enough of this one, man.
No, it's just
The music,
epically awesome.
the time travel, the characters, story.
And I gotta say, I got it on Super NES. I got it on PlayStation. I got it on the DS, and I will get it on the PSN. So
I got it on, but just PlayStation and DS, but both still very good.
yeah. Number 3, Yoshi's Island. Finally, someone puts Yoshi's Island higher than Mario World.
It has so much more replay value to it.
It has so much more everything.
I love the art style, the kind of weird crayon.
Yeah. I mean, the graphics are better, the gameplay's better, the music's better. It's just a better game. Number 2. This is painful. Number 2. Super Metroid is number 2.
Ooh.
No. Super Metroid is number 1.
Almost. You almost had it, man.
I know. But you know what, though? I can't much argue with his number 1 choice.
What do we got?
Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
Yeah, that is.
Personally, I'd put Zelda at number 2 and Metroid at number 1, but you know what? That's pretty spot on.
To be fair, I have played through Link to the Past way more times than Super Metroid.
It's a shorter game.
But
It also came out a few years earlier.
But that means it's the one I keep going back to as opposed to Super Metroid.
Yeah, I know. But
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, so it was a great list. This is the first time I can say I truly enjoyed somebody's Super NES list. There's a few flaws. Donkey Kong Country 1 instead of 2.
Soul Blazer
Final
twice.
Fight, Soul Blazer twice. Soul Blazer, yes, put it on there. Just having it on there twice is
Really like Soul Blazer.
yeah, like Super Street Fighter instead of Turbo. But you know what? It was a far superior list than what I'm used to seeing, so I'm going to be really generous. I'm going to give it a 17.
I liked it. I wasn't too upset about the Super Metroid and Link to the Past, so I'm going to notch it up to 18.
Well, I didn't really consider that too much of a flaw because he had the correct top 2, just in the wrong order.
Well,
I can dig that, I didn't take any points off of that.
All right. Well, I still thought it was very, very good. Very.
So
good.
you're giving 18.
Yes.
Good job, Almighty Santa. Send us more lists.
You were indeed almighty, except for that Soul Blazer thing. But next time.
That's it. That was a mistake. I'm
Yeah.
sure he didn't mean to do that. Okay, so let's get to the main event. IGN's top 100 video game villains. Now, I haven't looked at this at all. Before we start, let's give our predictions for who number 1 is going to be. What do you
right.
think?
Oh,
Top video game villain of all time.
I really hope it isn't going to be this, but I have a feeling they might pick Sephiroth.
I hope they don't pick Sephiroth.
Like I said.
Oh, man. I'm pulling for Bowser.
Bowser, really?
I think Bowser deserves it. He's been in more games than any
Well,
of
yeah,
them.
but I
He's
mean, does
iconic.
that make him the best villain?
Yes, it does, because he's an icon. People who've never played video games can recognize Bowser.
Yeah, true, but I don't know.
All right, look.
He'll be on the list, but where?
Okay. Number one, we'll see who's closer to the top, Sephiroth or Bowser.
Okay.
Number 100 is Mario.
Wait,
'Cause
oh,
from
Donkey
Donkey
Kong
Kong Jr.
Junior. That's
Well, if
kind
you
of
think
funny.
about it, also the original Donkey Kong, because if you ever read like the story about Donkey Kong was that the reason the ape took Pauline and ran away was because apparently he was. This is a story straight from Nintendo. Apparently he was Mario's pet, who kept him locked up in a tiny cage and abused him.
That's
So
horrible.
the
Mario.
original Mario's kind of a dick.
Well, is this Mario or is this Jumpman before like they
Well,
changed him into
well,
this
in
Italian plumber dude?
well, he was Jumpman in the first one, but in Donkey Kong Jr. he was named Mario.
Yeah. So when he
So.
became Mario, he became a dick too.
Yeah, exactly. He became evil when he became Mario. It wasn't until, and then he wasn't even in Donkey Kong 3. It wasn't until Mario Brothers that he was a good guy.
Donkey Kong 3, you're just shooing away
Yeah.
bees or something.
Yeah, but you were Stanley the Exterminator in that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Stan.
we got to get through. Number 99 is Coily. That's the snake from Q*bert. He's an asshole.
Oh God, frustrated the hell out of me on those friggin' cubes. I'd always end up jumping off the side just to get away.
And that was the worst one because you could never really tell which way he was going to jump.
No, he wasn't like he wouldn't go down one way. He'd always friggin' zigzag.
Yeah.
Frust-
Number 98. Number 98 is Gary Oak from the Pokemon games. Another dick. Then again, this is a list of top 100 dicks, so.
He was the villain from Red and Blue.
Yeah, and I think he might have appeared later on. I don't know. I didn't play too much Pokemon, but yeah, he was the other guy that
He'd always show
got
up
the
and
Pokemon at the beginning.
have the
And he was-
Pokemon to
he-
go against yours.
And he was the last boss, too.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Last boss of the original Pokemon. Number 97, Shang Tsung from the Mortal Kombat series.
Mm-hmm.
He is an asshole.
Someone who can steal your soul. That's a pretty big dick move there.
And he enjoyed it, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Your soul is mine.
Yeah, exactly. Number 96 is Adrian Ripburger. He was the bad guy in a game you'd probably never played. It was an adventure game on the PC called Full Throttle.
Oh, I played that so many times.
Oh, you did play it. Okay, so do you remember Adrian Ripburger? Like,
Yes.
big guy in a suit with white hair. He was actually voiced by Mark Hamill.
Yes, and he always sounded like this.
Yeah, Mark Hamill's a great voice actor.
Man, I want to
I'm
play.
surprised you, because that was a pretty obscure game.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I love that point and click stuff. LucasArts, thumbs up.
There you go. So you like adventure games? I didn't know that.
I love it.
Number 95, Captain Onishima from Jet Set Radio, a game I've never played and really have no interest in.
I played the first one a little bit and was like, eh,
Boring.
yeah.
Number 94 is Lance Vance. No, he's not a porno star. He's the bad guy from Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
That does sound like a porno name though.
Starring Lance Vance.
In your pants.
Ah, you had to go there. Number 93 is Singe. That's the dragon from Dragon's Lair. Not
Oh,
the shitty NES one.
good. No, I
No,
like
the
Dragons.
shitty arcade one.
No, I like the Dragon's Lair games. The animation is just mwah, fantastic.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, where's the
Singe,
gameplay?
not really there, but
Exactly.
pretty to look at nonetheless.
Here's one that you'll probably appreciate more than I will. Number 92 is Sniper Wolf from the Metal Gear Solid games.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty difficult. Well, it was difficult for me because you had to. You could also Sniper Wolf, and
So
just
it becomes like a Full Metal Jacket.
yeah, you had to, like, I was squinting trying to find. Oh, it's so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Number
then
91. Number 91, another huge dick, is Seifer from Final Fantasy VIII.
he's Squall's bosom buddy there. Well, not really, but
Well,
you
no,
know.
they were dicks to each other. And then
Yeah.
he goes and he joins the bad guys. So.
Mm-hmm. And then things get all weird near the end. Doesn't really have anything to do with him anymore.
The whole game is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Number 90 is Dagoth from The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind.
All right, you can field this one. I'm not too familiar with them.
Well,
all.
he's certainly an iconic villain. I do understand why he's so low on the list because there's so much of the game that has nothing to do with him. But I got to tell you, he's one of the most polite end bosses you could ever meet.
Huh.
You
Sorry, sir. I'm
really,
going to have to kill you now. Very
You could
sorry.
actually have no, you could have a really long chat with him. He fully explains his motivations and everything and why he feels betrayed and everything. He's a great villain. It's just I wish he had more of a presence in the game. Number 89 is Sander Cohen from BioShock.
Another game.
This
I only
guy-
played through the demo, so
This guy is a fucking lunatic. Okay, you're on your way to go kill Andrew Ryan,
okay.
and you have to pass through this section called Fort Frolic. And Sander Cohen is taken over all of Fort Frolic, and he's an artist, but he's gone insane. Like, this guy is fucking Looney Tunes.
Aren't all artists?
Hey, watch it now.
You know.
Anyway, he what he does is he forces you to he cuts off your radio contact with both Atlas and with Andrew Ryan, and just completely, you can't leave the level. And he forces you to hunt down his apprentices, kill them, and then photograph their corpses to be a part of his mural, which he calls his masterpiece. And what's crazy is the first time I played through BioShock, when he appeared at the end after I completed the masterpiece, and there was like horns and trumpets and shit going off, and like spotlights and glitter, and he comes down the stairs clapping and acting like an asshole, I'm like, this motherfucker's gonna attack me. So I just opened fire on the bastard.
Nice.
And he was tough too. And I beat him, and I got his key, and I got out of the level. And then Joey told me, you don't have to kill him. He'll just give you the key. But if you do that, and you find his apartment in Olympus Heights, he'll attack you there. So, unless you let him live and then completely avoid his part of Olympus Heights, you're pretty much supposed to kill this asshole.
So might as well
But
beat him to the punch.
He's as crazy as an eel. Well, actually, if you let him live the first time and then you kill him the second time, you get more of a prize.
Oh.
But he's crazy as an eel. I mean, here, let me show you a picture of him. You'll just look at him and you're going to say, oh my god, what the fuck's up with this asshole? Let me get your eye. Where is your IM thing? All right, I'm going to send it to you on AIM.
Okay.
But, yeah, he really was a really crazy, interesting villain in BioShock.
He's got like Joker mouth.
Yeah, exactly. And well, look at his eyebrows. There's no eyebrows. He's got like a stitched up wounds where his eyebrows should be.
Oh, man. What a creeper.
Yeah. I mean, he was crazy.
I can just see him licking your lips and saying, I can smell your soul.
The first time you sort of meet him, like you hear him over the radio when you get to his theater. He's got this guy, he's forcing him to play the piano, and he's like yelling at him, no, Allegro, Allegro, and the guy's like, let me go, you sick fuck, and then he blows him up. It was great.
I'm Allegroing as fast as I can.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Sander Cohen is certainly one of the crazier guys from BioShock, which is full of crazy people. So that's pretty cool.
Alrighty.
I see you down there, little moth.
Ooh.
Number 88 is Dark Samus, also known as the SAX from the Metroid series.
Oh, yeah, I first saw her from Fusion.
Fusion, and then Metroid Prime 2 and 3.
Prime 2 and 3, yeah, and
Yeah.
fuck, man, it's annoyingly hard.
Especially in 2.
Because it's like, yeah, she's got all these awesome powers, and you're still vulnerable
Let me
as
tell
hell.
you. Oh, well, in Fusion, she was, yeah. In Metroid Prime 2, man, when I first beat the Emperor, which takes way, way longer than you'd think it would, and then you're doing the escape thing, and you get attacked one last time by Samus, Dark Samus. And it's like, you motherfucker, you're gonna make me fight this bitch again when time is running out? She kicked my fucking ass the first time.
Oh, that
I had no idea how to hurt her, and I was doing it completely wrong. And I had to fight the Emperor all over again. Yeah. Number 87 is Officer Tenpenny from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Say what you will about the game, the series. He's voiced by Samuel L. Jackson, motherfucker.
nice. That automatically gives them some pointage.
Damn straight. And if you're going to play one GTA game, I guess it should be San Andreas.
That does seem like the one most people gravitate towards anyway.
Yeah. Number 86, Jacqueline Natla from the Tomb Raider series. Fuck the Tomb Raider series. I don't care.
Agreed.
I enjoyed the movies more than I enjoyed the fucking games.
Or did you just enjoy Angelina Jolie?
Well, that too. Number 85, the original Sub-Zero.
Original Sub-Zero.
Well,
Classic.
he's the only one he's the one that's a villain.
Mm-hmm.
And he later became Noob Saibot. I think IGN is all mixed up because they have a picture of the brother.
Oh, you mean from Mortal Kombat 2?
Yeah, because the pictures, I think the picture's actually from Deception. He's got the blue scar over his eye and the sword.
Oh, yeah, well.
So, that's not, yeah, I don't know. That Sub-Zero's not a villain.
Yeah.
But I'm considering that Bihan is the Sub-Zero that they got to be talking about.
Mm-hmm. The very, very first, yeah.
Yeah. Who became Noob Saibot.
Noob Saibot.
Pure evil, so. Number 84, Kronos from God of War 3. He's certainly probably the largest character on this list.
Yes. Well, any of the Titans, right?
Well, they I'm going to show you. Have you played God of War 3?
No, I wanted to, but I played the first two.
Well, you have a PlayStation 3. Here, look at this. I mean, that little speck on his finger is Kratos, so.
Oh, this dude is huge. He's like bigger
and
than
he
like
be.
Shadow of the Colossus style huge.
Yeah, but he's bigger than that, I mean.
Yeah. Damn.
Number 83 is Death Adder from the Golden Axe games.
Oh, that dude pissed me off. At least in the first Golden Axe.
My favorite Golden Axe game is actually the one on the Saturn, Golden Axe The Duel. That was more like a fighting game.
Oh, was he was he a playable character?
No, he was the last boss. Well, he was sort of the last boss.
Oh, okay.
The first form of the last boss was Death Adder, and the second form was the actual Golden Axe. So that was a cool game that got like no attention because it was only on the Saturn.
I wouldn't mind trying it just because I like the Golden Axe series, but
it's got nice graphics, good music, good fighting engine. I mean,
those games are frustrating as hell, though. At least for me.
It's not a beat 'em up. It's like a Street Fighter type game.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying, like, overall.
Yeah.
The Golden Axe.
Yeah. Number 82 is the Purple Tentacle from Day of the Tentacle, a game I haven't played and don't really care to.
Because it's the sequel to Maniac Mansion.
And I find Maniac Mansion to be boring.
I do like adventure games, but playing Maniac Mansion, the music annoying as hell, so I can't get it.
You might as well just watch Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
At least a chick gets naked in that.
Mm-hmm.
And stays naked for the whole rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Do we have to include something from Earthworm Jim? Psychro from Earthworm Jim is number 81.
I like Earthworm Jim.
Fuck that game.
And I like Psychro. Interesting character.
He's Earthworm Jim with a tan.
A very, very dark tan, you might say, but he looks cool. I like his design.
I hate that game. Number 80 is Bido, or maybe it's Bedo from R-Type. That's that thing that looks like a kind of like the alien from Aliens, except it has like a shrimp shape to it.
So it's
Should
like
I send you a picture? Let me send you the picture.
The main thing on the box art then?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, that thing looks cool.
I mean, it's basically a shrimp version of the Xenomorphs, which is cool, you know.
Yeah, well,
So
it looks very alien-esque, very awesome.
number 79 is Jafar, also known as the Vizier from Prince of Persia. So there you go.
So I was like, Jafar, wait, Aladdin? No, no, no.
Well, the very first Prince of Persia is such a rip-off of the Aladdin story anyway.
Yeah, well,
I
I,
mean, oh,
yes.
here's a total asshole. Number 78, Evil Otto from the classic arcade game Berserk. That's
Who?
that bouncing smiley face that you couldn't kill and you could only run from him.
That game. I was like, which one is he talking?
Berserk with the
Yeah,
robots and the electric walls. That game was awesome.
yeah. I played it. I played it.
Yeah. Number
Freaking smiley.
77
That's it.
is okay. They got to make up their minds because this is actually two separate characters. They put Dark Link and Shadow Link from the Zelda series.
They are two different characters.
Yeah, because Shadow Link is from Four Swords Adventures, and Dark Link is the one that actually is Link's shadow.
Hmm. Like Zelda 2 and
Yeah, yeah,
the other games too.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, a great villain nonetheless, whichever one you're talking about.
Because you're fighting somebody with your equal abilities.
Number 76 is a guy that you recently threw down with, Red Falcon from Contra.
Yeah, and
I love you're like, oh, it's an alien brain. Oh, there's the rest of them. Oh, what the fuck?
there's just a lot of
That was one of my favorite playthroughs that you've ever done.
really
I
well.
really enjoyed it because you had no idea what was going on, and that just made
And
it
then,
funny to me.
yeah, like at the beginning, I'm like, okay, I'm fighting dudes in like I don't know South
Nah,
America or something,
they were all aliens.
and then turns out, there's this weird alien, and there's a bigger weird alien, and there's a
Yeah.
weirder alien, and then it was so crazy.
And number 75 is Lavos from Chrono Trigger.
This dude's a bastard, no matter what time it is.
He's a giant sea urchin from hell that will fuck your shit up.
And then when you go inside him, things just get weird.
Oh yeah, really weird.
Yeah.
Really weird. Number 74 is Diablo. I don't think I need to tell you which series he's from.
Diablo.
I love how in Diablo 2 it's basically the guy from the first game that you're fighting.
I've never actually played the Diablo series, just
Okay.
because.
Well, like basically you kill him and you take the gem from his head and you put it on your own head and you become the Diablo in the second game.
Dude, really?
Yeah.
So you're killing. Well, if you play both, you're killing yourself from the
No,
last
you're
one.
playing. Well, you're not playing as the same guy, obviously. Come on.
No,
Now.
but like through the first Diablo, you go through all this crap, and then
Yeah.
you become, for whatever reason,
Yeah. Yeah.
Diablo.
And
So
then
then
the,
you
the
got to go
villain,
kill him.
the villain. Yeah, the villain in the second game is the hero from the first game.
Well, that's kind of a suck. I
I
mean,
don't know. I think it's a good concept. Number 73. Let's move on.
right.
Alma from Fear. She's basically a creepy little girl.
And they seem to always, I don't know, be
Yeah.
scary in games and movies for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I'm not really ever terrified of little girls
I don't
for
know. This
whatever
one's
reason.
pretty fucking creepy. Well, I mean, I don't know. Little girls can be really fucking creepy, dude. I mean, look at this shit. That little girl will fuck your shit up.
Let's see, where are we?
I just sent you the.
I didn't get anything.
Oh, I sent it to fucking Joey.
He's like, what? Little girls?
No. If I sent it to Scottic, I'd be like, "Here's some jerk off material."
No, 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 no.
No, I'm kidding. He only likes little boys.
See, there you go. You got it right. Well, I certainly would be intimidated by her.
Yeah. Number 72 is okay. Is this guy really a villain? I mean, come on, Tom Nook from Animal Crossing.
No, he's just a
Are they?
dick.
I mean, are they confusing villain with jerk?
Yeah.
I guess as far as Animal Crossing having a villain, which it really doesn't, I guess you would say Tom Nook.
Yeah, I mean, if you have to give a video game a villain, then I guess for Animal Crossing
Yeah.
it would be Tom Nook.
I suppose. Number 71 is Dark Falls from the Phantasy Star series.
I've seen a playthrough or two of a Phantasy Star game, but never really come across this dude.
Dark Falls.
Dark Fowl.
Well, in the older games, it was Dark Falls, Dark Force rather. It was first in I think it was in Phantasy Star 2 when he first appeared. I'm not sure.
But
Number
overall,
70.
okay, go ahead.
Okay. Number 70 is Gruntilda from the Banjo-Kazooie series.
I loved Banjo-Kazooie, the original one on 64.
She is such a fucking bitch. And as the series goes on, she becomes more of a bitch.
Well, she's a witch, so, that kind of goes along with them.
Yeah. But I mean, why? Because it rhymes? I mean...
Exactly. Thank you.
Number 69, the Cyber Demon from Doom.
That's 69.
You should go 69 as Cyber Demon, you asshole.
Oh, God, no. Tear me
Firstly, they're
asunder.
like 400 hit points. They're like 400 feet tall. What the fuck, man? Well, the Cyber Demon, especially the first few times that you play Doom, it's gonna scare the shit out of you.
And it did.
Because
I remember
you're
just
gonna hear
running
that. You're
away
gonna
from-
hear that. You're gonna hear that thump, thump, thump of the mechanical leg, and then it's gonna just kill you with one shot because you're not gonna be prepared for it. And it's gonna be like, holy shit, you know?
Yeah, I kept thinking, how do I get around this thing? Instead of just trying to openly kill it, because
Unfortunately, even though they in the article they're clearly talking about the Cyber Demon from the original series, they use a picture of the Cyber Demon from Doom 3, and the Cyber Demon in Doom 3 was lame.
well, maybe because it's more recognizable. It's the newer one,
It's not more recognizable.
No?
That's the thing. No, I mean, that was one game. The old Cyber Demon was in several. They should use the one from Doom 64. That was the scariest one, especially since the rockets traveled much faster.
Oh.
You couldn't just casually sidestep the rockets. Number 68 is Calypso from the Twisted Metal series. I don't know, isn't every character in the Twisted Metal series a villain?
Yeah, they all look villainous anyways.
Yeah.
They all have
I
kind
guess,
of a
yeah.
twisted look about them.
I guess he's the villain of villains.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Number 67 is Goro from the Mortal Kombat series.
I remember playing this guy in the arcades because somebody somebody finished like their mirror match or something, and then they just walked away like they had to leave. So they're like, you go ahead. I'm like,
So
okay.
then you go and you fight Goro. And
And it was like, boom, boom, dead. What? Wait, what?
Number 66 is Kane from the Command and Conquer series.
Never really played these games. Command
They're
and Conquer.
good, but I haven't really gotten into them, but they're real-time strategy stuff.
How about Kane as a villain?
I don't really know much about him. He's just some bald asshole with a goatee. Looks like Anton LaVey.
Well, okay, got a goatee, must be evil. There.
And he's bald.
And he's bald.
Yeah. So he looks like Anton LaVey. I mean, number 65 is Dr. Nefarious from Ratchet and Clank. He looks like he would have, like, I don't know, he's like a Saturday morning cartoon villain,
Yeah.
It's just, the whole Ratchet and Clank thing is just very classic in a lot of ways.
And they just keep coming out with those games. Isn't there a new one coming out?
Well, they haven't done one in a while.
But
There's a new
there's
Sly Cooper. Are you not confusing it with that?
No, but that's actually another series I want to play. But isn't
don't
there
know
one
if
like
there's any-
called One for All, and it's like the fourth game, so there's 4 in there or something like that?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Number 64, once again, I question whether or not you can really consider this guy a villain, as King Hippo from Punch-Out.
I guess he is a villain. You're trying to defeat him. He wants to punch you out, right?
Yeah, but he's not like evil or anything. He's just a guy that's you gotta get past, you
Oh,
know?
does that mean evil, or is it just
I
somebody?
think you know what it is? I think they consider him a villain because of the way he was in Captain N.
Oh God, he was complete. He was like blue in Captain N for.
Yeah, I don't know why they made him like like was he blue or purple or something?
Something weird like that. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just bringing up a picture now, actually, just to look at. Yeah, he's light blue with like dark blue gigantic nipples, which always creeped me out as a kid.
I like suction nipples.
They looked like little fucking fingers. It was just gross.
But I guess it's because maybe a lot of people had a hard time with him because they didn't know his gimmick.
Yeah. Number 63 is Master D from Bionic Commando. He's really Hitler.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was supposed to be Hitler, but they censored it.
Why wasn't he like Master H, or like a little nod to him or something like that,
I don't know.
or just Fuhrer or something like that?
I don't know. I don't know. He was supposed to be a zombie Hitler.
Oh, come on, that's just screams of villainy. Zombie
I know.
Hitler.
Zombie Hitler. I mean, come on. But, killing him in the original NES game is... Well, it's not the original game, but the NES version of the game was one of the most gruesome sights on the NES because his head would basically explode and there would be, like, eyeballs and gore and brains.
Oh, like in scanners?
Yeah, except, 8-bit. But,
Well, yeah, but still, wow.
But, yeah, I mean... I don't know. They should just call him Hitler.
Yeah, well, Hitler pretty evil, so there you go.
Yeah. Number 62, Carmen Sandiego from all those fucking games. Where in the fuck is Carmen Sandiego?
Where in the world is she? Where in time? Where in the world? Where in my pants?
Yeah. Well, you wish she was in your pants.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that game show version of it?
Where in the world is
What the fuck
Carmen
was up with
Sandiego?
That was so... Yeah, that rockapella group.
Yeah.
That's like the only work they got.
Mm-hmm. And
I mean, that was just a very strange fucking game show.
Yeah, but if damned if I didn't watch it every time it was on.
Yep. Me too. Number 61. Okay, I take umbrage with this one. Number 61 is the Predator from the Aliens vs. Predator games. Now, call me a negative Nancy here, but when you have Aliens vs. Predator, aren't the aliens usually the bad guys?
And in the Alien vs. Predator game for Super Nintendo, didn't you play as the Predator?
Yeah.
So that would make him the hero.
Yeah, and I mean, even in the Jaguar game, you had the choice of playing between the alien or the Predator or the Marine.
Well, Jaguar.
Well, that was a pretty good game, though.
Really?
But I don't know. Like, I mean, he's a bad guy, but like in that context, not really.
Like, who's the worst of the two evils? Aliens.
Who'd you rather have chasing you?
Mm-hmm.
The Predator, because as long as you're unarmed, they're not going to hurt you.
Yeah, because then you're not worthy of being predated.
Oh, that's funny. Predated. Number 60. I don't like this series, but I gotta admit this guy is fucking creepy. The Prophet of Truth from the Halo games.
The name alone sounds kind of ominous and, evil,
I am the
mysterious.
Prophet of Truth. I look like a stepped-on frog.
Oh, God, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a picture.
I just pictured some dude.
No, well, he's one of the Covenant, so he's an alien.
Ah, cool. I like that.
Ugh. Number 59, the Nemesis from Resident Evil 3. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. Julie, if you're listening, mute for the next 5 seconds. Stars!
That is the Nemesis.
It's some creepy shit when he does that too.
Stars.
It scares the shit out of Julie. Don't do it.
No, I didn't think I was very good at it.
Yeah, but don't do it.
All right.
I warned. Stars! I at least warned. Stars! Yeah, the Nemesis is pretty badass.
Yeah. Pretty big and tough and
it would always appear
difficult and
when
hard.
he would appear out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. So no wonder, scare the pants off you.
Exactly. You never knew when the Nemesis was going to attack. Number 58 is Frank Fontaine from the original BioShock. He was the last boss. I gotta say, he wasn't much of a last boss, but he was a great fucking villain.
Oh, maybe elaborate a little bit.
You haven't played it, and I don't want to spoil the whole plot of the game because it's
I don't know if I'm ever gonna play BioShock.
All right, anybody who hasn't played BioShock, skip the next, I don't know, half a minute or so.
All right.
Okay, basically, when you arrive in Rapture, there's this guy Atlas. There's like this Irish-sounding motherfucker that's helping you out, and he's the one who you're trying to get to the submarine so his family and him and you can get out of Rapture alive.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get near the sub, it blows up, and because Andrew Ryan blew it up, and Atlas is all really devastated, and the whole next part of the game is you trying to get at Andrew Ryan to take your revenge.
Okay.
And basically, he's the voice that talks to you throughout most of the game. The thing is, as you're going through it, you realize the history of Rapture from like the audio recordings that you find, and it was founded by Andrew Ryan, who was a staunch capitalist who wanted to have a city, away from the world, kind of like Atlas Shrugged,
Very clever.
Yeah, exactly. And think about it, his name is Andrew Ryan, which is kind of like Ayn Rand.
Ayn Rand, yeah.
Yeah, and so he actually kind of looks like the guy that Ayn Rand was married to, too.
Huh.
And an interesting thing, Andrew Ryan was actually voiced by the guy who played Quark on Star Trek.
Oh, Armin Shimmerman.
Armin Shimmerman, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, basically there was a civil war in Rapture, and that's part of why it's in ruins now. And the civil war was led by this guy, Frank Fontaine, who basically destabilized he was like a grifter, and he, came in and he took everything over. But you think he's dead, even though some people think he's still alive. Well, about halfway through the game, you find out that Atlas is Frank Fontaine, and that you've basically been working for the bad guy the whole time.
Dun, dun, dun.
And he's been mind controlling you with the phrase, "Would you kindly?" Every time he asks you to do something, "Would you kindly?" He's actually mind controlling you.
Huh, go figure.
Yeah, so like the second half of the game, after you kill Andrew Ryan, is... well, first is undoing the mental control that that he has over you, getting your body back in order, and then going after him. And he's the last boss. He's not much of a last boss because he's disgustingly easy to kill, but I'll tell you one thing is he's a great villain psychologically.
That is kind of a neat idea, though. Like a key set of words kind of tricks you into doing something.
And what's crazy is if you're very attentive, you'll realize it right before you kill Andrew Ryan. And you have no control over that. It's a cutscene. It's not like you can not kill the guy.
Like, would you kindly pull the trigger? Must do it.
Yeah. Well, there's a horrible, horrible audio recording that you can find where there's another villain, Dr. Su Chong. He basically, you were genetically modified son of Andrew Ryan and a hooker.
Hey now.
And he put the mental blocks in you, and there's this audio recording you can hear of him forcing this little boy, who you don't realize is you, to kill a puppy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like, would you kindly break the puppy's neck? And, you hear the kid crying and scream, but he does it because he has to.
Oh!
There's a reason I play Bioshock near Halloween. It's a fucking creepy game. Moving on. Number 57 is the Origami Killer from Heavy Rain. I mean, anybody that kills children is a pretty fucking badass fucker.
And when you find out who the Origami Killer is, you're like, wow,
I mean,
that's pretty trippy.
It's heavy shit, which is why it's called Heavy Rain.
Heavy shit. I'd hate to be, we're walking in that.
Well, yeah, I agree. But no, that's a good one. I mean, that's a creepy one. Number 56 would be the zombies from just about any game.
Just zombies?
Zombies, yeah.
What would you say would be the creepiest zombies you ever encountered in a game?
In a game?
Like the ones who gave you the most willies.
I don't know, because zombies don't really give me the willies. I mean, I love zombie movies, but in games they're usually just gun fodder. Yeah,
because they usually move slow, and
I think Dead Island does a great job of it.
That's been getting a lot of hype, and I got to check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Zombies.
Number 55 is Ares, the god of war from God of War.
He was kind of difficult, but
well, I mean, he's sort of one of the first ones you fight anyway. I mean, he was in the
like at the very beginning.
Yeah, and you become the god of war after
But yeah,
that.
being the god of war,
Yeah.
totally villainous.
Number 54 is Captain Quark from the Ratchet and Clank series.
Hmm.
You gotta like this guy because he looks like a superhero.
But
You know,
really, not
he's
the.
not really. Well, he's not really. I don't know how evil he's not really a villain. He's just sort of a dick.
Yeah,
You know,
just wants
he kind
to.
of reminds me of Zat Brannigan from Futurama.
Oh man,
You know that he's incompetent and selfish. You know.
but he's so cocky.
Yeah, exactly. Number 53 is Liquid Snake from the Metal Gear Solid series.
Voiced by the guy that did
Oh,
Leonardo.
I'm sorry, I just fell asleep.
Voiced by the guy who did Leonardo in the Ninja Turtles.
Which Leonardo though?
The old one,
Oh,
1980s.
okay.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, this is serious.
If you listen to him, if you were to ever play the games, or
Yeah.
you'd be like, "That's Leonardo."
Yeah. Now here's a guy who's sort of an anti-villain, Magus from Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, I mean, on the outset, you think
Yeah.
so he's up to no good.
Well, he is up to no good.
Well,
Well, I mean,
in one way or
his-
another, yeah.
his motivations are in question. You know, he's trying to destroy Lavos, but he is motivated by personal revenge. He does wage a war on humans. He does associate with people who are much more evil than he is.
But
So,
anti villain would be a good way of putting him.
yeah, he's definitely an anti-villain.
Also good to have on your team.
You know, plus he's got fangs and a scythe, so
Yeah,
and pointy ears for some reason.
and a kick-ass looking castle.
Number 51 is Tank from the Left 4 Dead games.
Oh, that huge, crazy, big old zombie.
He's the guy with a huge body and a little head and a huge tongue.
Named Tank for a reason. He's the tank.
Yeah, exactly. Number 50, Team Rocket from the Pokemon games.
Well,
Weren't they, though, weren't they just like nameless guys that would appear once in a while? Wasn't it the cartoon that really made them into like serious villains?
yeah, with Meowth following them around and being all goofy and shit.
Yeah, yeah. Number 49, Zeus from the God of War series. They really liked
Lot,
the God of
yeah,
War
a lot
series.
of when you have
Well, Zeus was a major dick. Though.
huge dick stealing away all his powers, and even in just mythology, he was a pretty big dick.
He was a rapist in mythology. I mean,
Yes.
number 48 is Geth from the Mass Effect series.
I hope I don't get chastised for this, but I never
I know you
played.
haven't played it now.
Yeah,
The Geth are like, the aliens that you're fighting against.
bad guys.
Yeah, basically.
All right.
Number 47 is Shodan from the System Shock series.
Oh yeah.
Before there was Lamb, before there was Frank Fontaine, there was Shodan.
Mm-hmm.
The original Shock series.
Yeah, I played the original System Shock 1 on
Really?
PC. On PC
You got it
before-
to run, because that's a bitch to get running on modern computers.
No,
Or
but
did you play it back in the day?
I played it back in the day.
Yeah. And then there was System Shock 2, which was not as good.
Agreed.
It was good, but not as good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You might as well just skip to Bioshock.
But yeah, the Shodan. Right on.
Oh, okay, this one's funny. Number 46 is the Gru from Zork. The nameless face. Well, it's not nameless, it has a name, but the faceless creature that you never see that you can eat. It'll eat you if it is pitch black.
Yeah.
You are likely to be eaten by a Gru.
Ooh. Yeah.
Subsisting on a diet of adventurers who are dumb enough to walk into the darkness.
Awesome. Yeah. I did like. I do like playing those kinds of games though.
Yeah,
Just text based.
yeah. Number 45 are the Flood from the Halo series.
More different aliens, or are they like the main aliens?
They're another race. I mean, they look like mutated zombie plant guys from Resident Evil.
Damn, all these aliens trying to take over Earth. Is Earth really that great?
It must be. Number 44 is Kessler from Infamous. I haven't had the pleasure of playing Infamous. It does look like a good game, though.
I have Infamous on PS3, and it is pretty fun. But I haven't.
Isn't he like you from the future?
I don't know because I've only played it a little bit because I'm
Oh, okay.
playing. I'm playing too many games at once right now.
Well, he has like the same arm, and I've heard that he's like you from the future, or like a future. Or
Yeah, he
something.
does have cool electricity powers.
Finally, we get somebody from the Street Fighter games. Number 43 is Akuma.
Oh,
Akuma, possibly the biggest dick in the entire Street Fighter series.
he does look evil too.
His name is Akuma. It means demon. I mean, hello.
There you go.
Devil. Like, hello, my name is Devil. Like, are you gonna trust a guy?
Especially
In-
one
in-
who
in-
talks like this.
Yeah. Like, at least in Japan, his name was Goki, so it's not like, he had an obviously evil name, but just gotta wonder about that.
Why didn't they just keep it as Goki when they brought it here?
Who fucking knows the way they changed some of the names. Number 42 is Sinistar from the game
Sinistar.
Run, coward.
Right. Yeah, with the voiceover.
Yeah,
Love it.
Exactly. Number 41 is Arthas from Warcraft 3. In other words, the game that people went nuts over until World of Warcraft came out and everybody forgot about it.
And then there was all the Warcraft 3 mods that still kept going on. Still kept
No,
going.
World of Warcraft.
No, I mean the Warcraft 3 mods. Like,
No. Well, yeah, but nobody plays it anymore.
no, I guess not.
Yeah. Number 40 is Sophia Lamb from BioShock 2. Man, she is a bitch. She's pure evil.
Like, made out of evil?
Shut up. The very first scene in BioShock 2, she uses a mental control over you to force you to shoot yourself in the head.
What the hell? Then you're dead.
Yeah, but there's this whole thing with Vita chambers where they could bring people back if they get a genetic sample.
Weird, but man.
That's how you respawn in BioShock.
Oh,
The
but
Vita
yeah,
chamber.
I'd be wanting to exact some revenge on the one that killed me.
Yeah, plus she stole your daughter away.
Oh, double damn.
Okay, technically it's her daughter. Eleanor Lamb is her biological daughter,
Oh.
who is bonded. You're a big daddy in the second game. You know those big lumbering guys with the drills.
Yeah. Brrr. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You're a big daddy in the second. You're the original big daddy called
Prometheus?
Subject Delta,
Oh, okay.
and Eleanor Lamb was bonded to you because she was a little sister. The thing is, Sophia Lamb is the mother, but she's a heartless communist bitch that doesn't care about anybody and just sees her daughter as like basically a poker chip, you know.
Yeah, okay.
So the whole entirety of BioShock 2 is the big daddies will die if they're separated from their little sisters for too long. So you're trying to reunite with her.
So is there a timer throughout the entire game?
No, not really. It plays it a little different than that. I love the end because you get Eleanor Lamb. I mean, it's been 10 years, so she's like 16 years old, and she becomes one of the big sisters, and
Oh,
you get to team up with her to fight Sophia Lamb. It was great.
wow.
I mean, you don't actually physically fight her. It's just basically waves and waves of enemies. Because, I mean, she's just some chick. She doesn't have, like, genetic modifications or anything.
So you just go up and go, stab, you're dead.
No, you don't. Well, whether or not she dies depends on the ending you get.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
So, there's that. Number 39 is Harbinger from Mass Effect 2. Let me just tell you, video game heroes, something. If somebody's named Harbinger, they're evil.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
There's never been a good thing called Harbinger. Even fucking, what was that? Crisis on Infinite Earths. Harbinger turned out to be a traitor.
Go figure with a name like Harbinger.
Yeah, seriously. Another fucking villain from Earthworm Jim. I'm done with this Earthworm Jim stuff.
Oh.
Bob the Killer Goldfish.
I don't know why Bob the Killer Goldfish would be that high on the list. I mean, you kill him by eating him. Like he's in a bowl. You walk
Fair
out,
enough.
you go home, and then
Remember
he's
when I
dead.
first played it? I did a video I think it was Earthworm Jim 1 or 2 or whatever the fuck. But I saw him at the end of one of the levels, and I'm like, the fuck? It's fucking Klaus from American Dad. What the hell's going on here?
Yes.
Number 37 is the Lich King from World of Warcraft.
Uh,
Yeah.
he had a wrath. And
Basically,
then
he is
it did
basically. I mean, they had Arthas a little while ago. He basically is Arthas as a lich. So
Arthas. What's that?
he was like number 40 something. Remember from Warcraft 3? Just talked about it like about 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, but I never really played Warcraft 3.
Oh, I don't fucking know. I just it says right here that he is Arthas.
All right, well, good for him.
I don't fucking play this shit. Number 36 is Dorman from Shadow of the Colossus. Have you played it yet?
No, I want to get.
I won't say a thing then.
Okay,
I won't
okay.
say a thing.
I want to get the Ico or Eco Shadow of the Colossus.
Eco and yeah, totally get that. Yeah.
Yes, looking forward.
I will not say a word about Dorman.
Nonetheless, evil. Thumbs up for you.
Totally,
Okay.
totally evil.
Okay.
Number 35 is John Henry Eden from Fallout 3. You know, I mean, he's sort of like Frank Fontaine in the way. He's not much of a fight, but a great villain nonetheless, you know?
And that's what we're here for, the villains. Maybe not the
Yeah.
fights, but the
Exactly.
character, you know?
Exactly. Number 34 is Kane from the Legacy of Kane series. One of the first games that you got to play as the bad guy right from the get. Because Blood Omen, you played as Kane.
Yeah.
And Blood Omen 2. And of course, then Soul Reaver, you were a good guy in that.
I never really played much of them, but I did play Blood Omen.
Well, if you're going to play any of them, I would actually recommend Soul Reaver.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was a better game. Number 33 is Darth Malak from Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
A lot of people loving this one, but I'm not into the online. Wait, was that online?
Yeah, well, you could play it online, I think, but that one was more like it was a BioWare game, and I think you could play it online, but you didn't have to.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't have original Xbox, so.
Oh, okay.
Number 32 is Big Boss from the Metal. Oh, sorry, I fell asleep again.
Really? Come on. Yeah.
Don't you play as Big Boss in one of them?
Yes.
I mean, come on. Is he really a bad guy? Like, what? No, don't explain it. I don't care.
Okay.
Number 31 is Wario.
A very good villain, very greedy and just fun.
I would consider him an anti-hero.
Anti-hero?
Well, most of the games you're playing is him. He's only been a villain in one game ever.
Well,
And that one game, basically his whole motivation is he kind of figured Mario was a dick, which we've established he kind of is.
yeah. But I mean, what about
Wario's
in Wario
greedy,
World?
but... What was that?
What about in Wario World? Wasn't he just trying to amass a whole bunch of money?
Yeah, but what's wrong with that?
I don't know. It's kind of like, you know.
It's not like he's going around like kicking puppies and stealing children and wiping out alien races. I mean,
No, he does that on his spare time.
He's greedy and he's a slob and he's like a jackass, but I wouldn't call him a villain. As a matter of fact, the very first sentence here is Wario is the ultimate anti-hero. So why is he on a list of villains?
Maybe because he was a villain once, so they can shoehorn him in there.
Yeah, I mean, he was a good character. So yeah, I mean, if they did top 100 anti-heroes,
That would be an interesting list to see.
okay, this guy's goofy, but memorable. Ultros from Final Fantasy VI. I mean, he's sort of like Gilgamesh from 5. It's like by the end, you practically want to say, "Hey, what's up? Where you been?" You know?
Yeah, be sure to use fire on him. He doesn't like that.
Wow, yeah. Number 29 is Saren from Mass Effect.
Last boss, maybe? You never played the Mass Effect?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Yeah, okay.
You haven't played him in either, so.
Alright.
Yeah. Number 28 is, oh my god, with this fucking Metal Gear shit, Revolver Ocelot.
Oh, yeah, I could see him being on there as a villain.
Old
Very.
guy looks like Goken, whatever.
He's cool. He's got the revolvers and you got to dodge him.
Well, with a name like Revolver Ocelot, I would think he would have revolvers.
Yeah.
If he didn't, that would be strange.
Revolver
Number
Ocelot
27.
with a sword.
And between some, I haven't played this game. Dr. Breen from Half-Life 2. I hated the first Half-Life. Everybody tells me, "Oh, the second one's better. The second one's better." Nah, don't care.
More of the same.
I haven't played it. I assume it's okay, but I didn't like the first one, and I really have so much shit to play. I have no desire to play Half-Life 2.
Mm-hmm. I have it on Orange Box, and it was fun enough, but then I really got bored of it.
So was Dr. Breen like a decent villain?
Don't know. Never really got that far. I'm far enough
really?
for him to be established as a villain.
He looks like Donald Sutherland.
Really?
That's what he looks like. He looks like Donald Sutherland. Here, I'll send you the picture.
Okay.
Just get that picture for you. Thinner than Donald Sutherland, but you'll get my point here. There she blows.
I'm not getting anything.
Did I send it to Joey? Yeah, I did. What the fuck?
Escafo.
He's wondering, why does he keep sending me pictures from IGN? There you go.
Alright, where's this fella?
Makataka.
Hey, what a nice face.
He does look like Donald Sutherland, doesn't he? Number 26, The Covenant from Halo.
That sounds like
Well,
the big bad guys.
Well, they are, and I hope that's the last fucking Halo thing on here. Moving into the top 25.
Oh, yeah.
Darth Vader from all the Star Wars games.
Well, yeah. Total villain, man. Totally awesome.
You know what? 1 second. Sorry. Joey just responded to me. He's like, I love how Alma's in there. Thanks for keeping the PC faith, brother. Dr. Breen, too.
All right.
Yeah. Because, you know, the image from Fear I had accidentally sent to him, and then Dr. Breen, you know. Anyway, and he loved Fear and Half-Life 2, so.
All right.
Darth Vader, you know what's funny is IGN, and I was reading one of their lists earlier, they did a top 100 Star Wars characters, and they had Darth Vader at number 1.
Okay.
So I would assume that we're not going to see any more Star Wars villains on this list, because then that would be very strange.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if he's top of the Star Wars list, this is going to be it.
And then that was heroes and villains, so. Number 24 is LeChuck from the Monkey Island games.
I played.
Have you ever noticed that? Have you not played Monkey Island?
I played just Secret of Monkey Island and loved it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that the Pirates of the Caribbean movies bear a very striking resemblance to Monkey Island?
I've only ever seen the first one, and
Oh, really? Okay, you should see the other ones. They were good movies. I haven't seen the fourth one, so I can't comment on that. But in the second and third one, the main villain is Davy Jones, who basically is LeChuck.
yeah, I never played LeChuck's Revenge, but I assume.
He's in all of them.
Oh, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying. Yeah, he was in the first one. I'm just saying. But no, I know that Davy Jones is a character in the second.
Oh,
What?
motherfucker! I just went to the next one. I'm dismayed.
Okay, what do we got?
Languishing down at number 23 is Dracula.
Ooh,
Dracula is top 5, motherfuckers.
top 5. Wow.
Fucking Dracula, man. The king of all evil. Come on.
Blood.
The main villain in every Castlevania game except for the 2 that he wasn't. Actually, the 4.
4? Which 4?
Well, there were 2 that you sort of played as Dracula.
Oh, well, yeah, kind of.
But, and Lords of Shadows, obviously. And, the other one would be, Lament of Innocence, where the last boss was Death.
Whoa. And death is hard enough in the
because-
Castlevania games. Imagine it's the last
he
boss.
he was the last boss, because in Lament of Innocence it was the origin of Dracula, and it shows at the end how Matthias becomes Dracula.
Cool.
But you don't actually fight him. How is Count Dracula all the way down at number 23?
Everything from here on.
Everything past on, it better be awesome. Yeah. All right. Number 22 is. No, see, the Combine soldiers from Half-Life. I'm sorry, but they're dumbasses. You attack them and they run away from you. Come on.
How are they number 22? We've heard so many great villains.
Just generic fucking bad guys. Okay, all right. Number 21 is Mecha Hitler from Wolfenstein 3D.
Awesome.
I
Man, I
mean,
played the hell out of
that's
Wolfenstein
that's
3D.
pretty epic. That's pretty epic. Mecha
Yeah,
Hitler.
very good.
And okay, I'm gonna truth time here. I really did like Wolfenstein 3D, but I felt the next game in the series, which was called Spear of Destiny, was way better.
And what was that on? Was that on PC?
It was on PC, yeah.
Oh.
It had way better level design than Wolfenstein 3D.
Hmm.
And the last boss was Satan.
Damn.
So, I mean, how do you go up from Hitler? You fight fucking Satan.
And then after that, Demon Hitler.
Well, after that came the remake, so...
Yeah.
Actually, no, Return to Castle Wolfenstein came next. So.
On the PS2,
Number
right?
20. Well, it was PC, but I think it was on the PS2 also.
Yeah, okay.
Number 20 is the Joker from various Batman games.
Yeah.
Certainly one of the greatest villains of all time.
I'd say so, and certainly very difficult in some of the Batman games.
The earlier ones.
Yeah.
He was a pussy in Arkham Asylum, but that was kind of the point.
Isn't he all roided up at the end or something, though?
Yeah, but he's easy.
Oh, okay.
He's very easy to beat. But it's a deconstruction of the whole concept of a last boss anyway. Number 19 is M. Bison from the Street Fighter games. He is a dick.
I don't know his backstory so much, but he sure annoyed the hell out of me with that fire move of his that he when he
He's
launches
basically
himself
like
forward.
he basically wants to be immortal, so he's transferring himself into stronger bodies, and he's the reason he's holding the Street Fighter the whole tournament in Street Fighter 2 was to find a stronger body for himself.
Oh, so whoever. But wait.
See, like basically, like in the story of Street Fighter 2, like if you know the first game, like Sagat is the champion.
Yeah.
And that's why after you beat Sagat, it doesn't go to another stage. You just fight M. Bison right there, because basically you've won the tournament, and he's now attacking you because he wants your body.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's why in Street Fighter 2 it's always Sagat, and then you fight M. Bison as well.
Yeah, and in the same. Yeah, I mean it was a different stage, but it was in Thailand. It was right there.
Yeah. All right, interesting.
Number 18. Oh, this is another guy that's top 5 material. Kefka.
Oh, 18. Oh,
Kefka Palazzo.
Could have been so much higher.
He could have been in the top 5.
Even at least top
Honestly,
10.
if he was number 1, I wouldn't complain.
This dude poisoned an entire castle of people
For fun.
just because, and destroyed the world.
Yeah,
and then wanted to
the world.
destroy
the
existence.
destroyed world as a monument to nothingness.
Yes, excellent quote.
If Sephiroth's on here now, I'm going to be pissed off because he cannot be higher than Kefka. That's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Sephiroth's cool and all, but I mean, okay, Kefka's pure evil. Sephiroth has mommy issues.
Yeah, I was just about to say mommy issues, yeah.
Number 17 is Kerrigan from StarCraft. I don't care.
Likewise.
That's above Dracula, really? Okay. Number 16. All right, I'll give this one up for being iconic. It's the aliens from Space Invaders.
Yeah, because I mean,
for a bunch of pixels, it is very iconic.
yeah, and I mean, they're it seems like they're never ending.
Well, they are never.
Like they are determined to beat you, and eventually they will, no matter what, because you're gonna stop sometime.
Yeah. Number 15. I don't know if this belongs in number 15, but it's a cool character. This is certainly one of the funniest villains in a video game ever, and it's I am the great mighty Pooh. I'm going to fling my shit
at
on
you.
From Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the remake too, I don't know. Number 14 is Albert Wesker from the Resident Evil series.
This guy just won't die.
And his entire motivation seems to be just evil.
Yeah, well, makes for a great villain, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I like him. I like him with a little more personality than that. You notice that Kefka aside, we're not seeing very many villains from RPGs.
Yeah, but I guess maybe that's kind of refreshing, so it isn't just.
I don't know though. Like, where's Pizarro the Manslayer, or Rapthorn, or fuck, even somebody like X Death, or I mean, number 13 is Doctor Wily. Here's a
Here's
guy who
somebody else
doesn't
who will never
fucking
give
give
up.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just keeps coming. Oh man, that guy don't fucking give up.
Hmm.
Number 12 is Mike Tyson from Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
At least they went with him and not Mr. Dream.
Well, Mr. Dream was Mike Tyson, just with a different sprite.
Yeah, but at least they were purists and went with Tyson.
Well, nobody wanted to fight Mr. Dream. It's lame.
Yeah.
Number 11, Dr. Eggman.
Robotnik, known to us older
Yeah.
players.
Exactly.
I
Well,
still,
that's what they put here.
yeah, I still prefer the name Robotnik. Sounds more evil. I say.
Well, yeah, but then again, I mean, like,
He goes and calls all this stuff the Egg Machine or the
but
Death
that's
Egg.
kind of, yeah, but it's kind of like being named Harbinger, or like evil bad guy or something. I mean,
Evil bad guy. I want to see that
Morty
villain.
Evilton. Number 10 is Andrew Ryan from BioShock.
Oh, there you go, Andrew Wright.
He's not really evil, but he is kind of crazy. He's lost his mind and his way. You do spend the good first 2/3 of the game fighting against him, and he's voiced by Quark.
Lots of BioShock on here, eh?
Well, there's only been 2 games, but they really did. I'm surprised that the Big Daddies didn't make it on there, like somewhere lower down, like in the 90s or something. And
Man,
again, you play it. Number 9 is the Mother Brain from Metroid.
yeah.
I'm kind of no, I don't agree with that.
Really? You don't think so? But
If you're gonna pick a Metroid villain, why not Ridley?
true.
Ridley's way more iconic. Has been in all the games. Actually has a personality and a rivalry with Samus. While the Mother Brain is a brain in a jar.
Just kind of the mastermind of all these space pirates.
No, Ridley is.
Well, then what's the Mother Brain?
Mother Brain is like the freaking supercomputer that they use.
Oh, well,
It's an organic. All it is an organic computer.
seems pretty alive. Yeah, it seems pretty alive to me, though.
Another fucking Metal Gear Solid one. Well, at least this guy's amusing. It's Psycho Mantis.
Oh, yeah, that guy's fun
I mean-
to fight.
He's a mind fuck. At least there's that. Number 7 is Inky, Blinky, Winky, and Clyde, the ghosts from Pac-Man.
No Pinky?
I said Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde.
Oh, I thought you said Winky. I'm like, what?
Maybe I said Winky. I didn't mean to say Winky if I did.
Look at my Winky.
Oh boy. If you get killed by Clyde, that's pretty sad.
Yeah. Which one's he? The red one? No,
He's the orange one that just wanders around randomly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's a stupid dumbass. Number 6 are okay. This one kind of goes in the same category as zombies. Nazis.
Yeah, there certainly are a lot of them in video games.
And
Can't seem
you
to
don't
kill them all.
And you can't really get much eviler than Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, by their very definition. I mean, actually, the Wolfenstein games are great because they have zombie Nazis.
Mm-hmm. As far as real life villains go, put into video games, like Nazis are number one.
Here's an interesting one: Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Sort of in the first, Mario vs. Donkey Kong,
Yeah, but
the original
this
Donkey
high
Kong.
on the list, Donkey Kong. I mean, he's so much more of a hero than a villain now.
Yeah, they put him above Nazis and Kefka.
Yeah, think
and
about
And
that.
Dracula. I mean, hell.
I don't know.
Oh, okay, well, all right. This pisses me off, but I'm glad it's not number 1. Number 4 is Sephiroth.
So Sephiroth came first.
So I think I won unless Bowser's not on this list,
I
which
don't-
I'd be really aggravated about.
I think you might have won. If he's
I think
not,
I definitely won.
He'll be top 3 for sure.
If he's not on this, if he's not on the list, I'm gonna give it a 0.
but oh god, but yeah, I still think Kefka way more evil than Sephiroth. Sorry, fanboys.
Number
Sorry.
3 is Ganon.
Ganondorf or Ganon, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, same fucking guy. That's a good one.
Totally.
At least he's above Sephiroth. Number 2 is Bowser.
Oh, Well, not quite number
Well,
one.
I was closer, but neither of us were right. Okay, I got man. Well,
Yeah,
who the
you
fuck
were
could be number one?
you were right on the cusp.
I can't think. I'm not clicking it yet. But who do you think? I mean, who's left?
Um,
Not
Satan.
Bowser.
Satan?
Satan. There's a few games where you fight Satan.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know though.
how do you get more evil than Satan?
Yeah, but shit, man. I don't know.
Death?
I don't think it's Satan.
God? There's got to be a game where you fight God.
There's plenty of them. Okay, let's find out. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Number one is, oh, fuck you. Fuck you, IGN. This is the second time you've done this.
What is it?
It's GLaDOS.
What? Really?
Yeah.
What? Really? Really? I have no. Why? Okay,
GLaDOS.
Portal is cool and all, but no, I'm sorry.
First, they called it the greatest game of all time. And now they're saying GLaDOS is the best villain of all time.
I mean,
I have to wonder.
she's funny, but
Did IGN get purchased by Valve?
yeah, is IGN putting serious stock into Valve's, stuff?
I mean, really? Number one, above Bowser and Ganon and Dracula and Dr. Wily and Eggman and Nazis and zombies?
I highly disagree. Sorry, IGN, but you have failed. Again.
Epic fail.
Yes, very epic.
I was kind of digging the list up until then.
Yeah, there were hits and misses, but this is a
But I mean, there was an over-reliance on certain series like God of War.
Mm-hmm.
There weren't a lot of RPG villains on there. Sephiroth was higher than Kefka. GLaDOS is number one.
So if you discount the idiocy with GLaDOS, you were right with Bowser.
Yeah. It's still not like... What are you going to give it?
Out of 100?
Yeah, out of 100. It's a tough call, but...
I don't know. Some of them I was like, yes, but most of them I'm like, I don't know.
Really? Yeah, really?
So I think...
I mean, did we really need every single creature from Halo to be on there?
Or even just those nothing enemies from Half-Life.
Yeah, I just,
So I think I'm
King
gonna,
Hippo and Mike Tyson.
out of 100, I'm gonna, I don't know,
Wario.
maybe 40?
40?
40 out of 100. Because there were a lot on there that I appreciated, but
Yeah.
so many that were out of place or didn't belong.
Yeah. GLaDOS.
The mix up with GLaDOS.
That's not even a mix-up. GLaDOS shouldn't even be in the top 20.
Maybe, what about top 100? Do you think she
Well,
would deserve?
yes. But this thing has appeared in a grand total of 2 games, and one of which it wasn't a villain in.
Yeah, not real. Well, yeah, the second one, right?
Yeah, Portal 2, I think GLaDOS was helping you.
Yeah, and like some weird form on your gun, or I don't know. I never played the second one.
This is like if they did like top 100 video game like characters, and number 1 was like a companion cube.
Or what's her name? Chell.
Chell?
Yeah. From
Okay, who's Chell?
the girl you play as in Portal.
Isn't her name Alex?
No, I thought it was Chell. Like
Chell?
yeah, something weird like that.
I thought her name was Alex. Let me look it up.
All right.
That's interesting. I thought her name was like Alex Vance or something.
Alex Vance. That rings.
Yeah, like ALYX. Wasn't that the character's name? Let's see. All right. Chell. Yeah. Okay. Who the hell is Alex Vance then?
Bam.
I know there's a character with that name. Oh, Alex Vance is the chick from Half-Life 2.
Ah, you
She
actually
looks
called
like, but you know what? She
Half-Life
looks like
2.
she looks like the chick from Portal though.
Makes sense. It's funny that you just called out a Half-Life 2 character, though.
That's what I thought the name is. They look similar. They're both kind of ugly. But no, I mean, yeah, come on, really? GLaDOS? Okay, so you're giving it a 40.
Yeah.
I'm going to be way more cruel than that.
Oh,
I'm going to give it a 28.
that's very specific.
Well, any number is specific.
Yeah, I suppose so out of 100, but I was just kind of like, it's a little less than half for me.
Well, it's a little more than a little less. It's a little more than a quarter for me. Okay.
Oof.
I mean, just there were too many from the same series over and over again. GLaDOS is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Dracula all the way down at number 28. I mean, he's fucking Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if you're not counting the video games, it's like...
And he'll always be there. He can't die.
Do you know that he's appeared as a villain in more movies than any other character?
As the main villain or just a villain?
As a matter of fact, the only character, just plain character, that has appeared in more movies than Dracula would be Sherlock Holmes.
Really? Sherlock Holmes has been in movies that many times?
Oh, there's a shitload of Sherlock Holmes movies, dude. There's a shitload. And also movies where he was just there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes. It's in the Guinness Book of World Records and everything. He's a
cool.
character that has appeared in the most movies, Dracula being number 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
You would think that Dracula would be catching up, and now that Sherlock Holmes has become really popular again with the Robert Downey Jr. movie.
Which I finally saw, and I gotta say, awesome.
Wasn't it great?
Yes.
Wasn't it last time on List Critics that I was telling you gotta fucking see this movie?
And I did, and it was great.
Didn't I tell you?
Oh, his analyzation and everything was just awesome.
Wasn't he like Dr. House in a way?
Yes, he was.
And Dr. House is based on Sherlock Holmes, so...
Mm-hmm. A lot of similarities going on there.
And Sherlock Holmes is based on a real guy who was a doctor.
A doctor, yes.
Dr. Bell.
It's crazy how that kind of loops around back to itself.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, yeah. And, they're making a sequel that's coming out fairly soon, I think.
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows.
And isn't Moriarty supposed to be in that one?
Yep, Moriarty's definitely in it.
Yeah. Gonna be great.
He's not played by Brad Pitt, so don't worry about that.
Shucks.
Well, Brad Pitt he really wanted to be Moriarty, apparently. As a matter of fact, there's a rumor that he actually was the guy in the first one that you never saw his face.
Yeah.
That was Moriarty. Nobody knows if that's true, I guess, except for the people who worked on the movie, but... Nah, it's some guy with a beard. I mean, he looks like what Moriarty you figured he'd look like.
All right.
You don't figure he'd look like Brad Pitt, you know?
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. I'm just saying, it's good. But all the cast from the first one all coming back.
Excellent. Looking forward to it.
Right. Robert Downey Jr., Jude Law, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know. But seriously, GLaDOS.
Yeah. Wrong.
I mean, there were things I was pleasantly surprised by, which is why I gave it a 28 and not something even lower.
Wow.
I was pleasantly surprised that they gave the BioShock games the respect they deserve.
They sure gave it a lot of respect.
Oh, yeah, you had Andrew Ryan, you had Atlas himself, Frank Fontaine, and you had Sophia Lamb.
Yeah, that's 4 out of 100.
Well, that's 3. Atlas and Frank Fontaine are the same person.
Oh, right.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know, man. Fucking GLaDOS.
Fucking GLaDOS.
I can't believe they did that again. Like, I remember reading their top 100 video games of all time, and I'm like, what could possibly be number 1? And then it was like, Portal? Oh, no, I think it was even like Portal 2 or something. You know, it wasn't even like the original Portal. It was Portal 2, which had just come out.
Yeah, so man, they were really sucking off Valve then.
They must have been, because it was out for like a few months when that list came out. So, you know, you're putting this up against games that have stood the test of time.
And are people still talking about Portal 2 right now? I think they moved on to something else.
Well, there's still people who are obsessed with Portal, of course, but I think it's down to a niche now, at least.
Yeah.
No respect for the Dragon Quest series on this list.
Oh, no, I guess not, eh?
Like I said, no Pizarro. No, Pizarro the Manslayer was the very first sympathetic villain in video games.
Like you could actually see why he did what he did?
Oh, yeah. He was Sephiroth before there was Sephiroth.
Mommy issues?
No mommy issues.
Oh, okay.
His girlfriend was tortured to death by humans issues.
Oh my god.
So, no Rapthorn or even Corvus. I mean, like
Are these all Dragon
Dragon.
Quest people?
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
saying no respect for Pizarro from Dragon Quest 4,
Mm.
Rapthorn from 8, and Corvus is from 9.
Hmm.
So, and those are, I think, out of all the Dragon Quest villains, are the greatest of them, personally.
Hmm.
But, and I mean, even Final Fantasy was underrepresented.
Yeah, I mean they had like the big
You had
two, Kefka, Sephiroth.
you had Kefka, you had Sephiroth, and you had Seifer for some bizarre reason.
Yeah, I don't know what. Well,
Seifer, come on, really, really.
yeah, I mean,
How about Wygroff from Final Fantasy Tactics?
yeah. I'm not too familiar with the tactics.
Well, he's the main villain.
The big dude.
He's not the last boss, but he's the main villain. What about Exdeath or what about Golbez? I mean,
From the first one. Wait,
no, Golbez from
Oh,
4.
oh.
First, Garland,
Gar-
Chaos.
Thank
I
you.
mean,
Yeah, sorry, I got them mixed up. Garland.
They could put Garland and Chaos in the same slot.
Technically, yes.
He is not only the major villain of the very first Final Fantasy, but also of the Dissidia games.
Yeah, that's right.
He's the bad guy in Dissidia.
Yeah, come on.
So, I mean, it's
Chaos
just-
incarnate.
Weird, and also I just realized this, but aside from Ganondorf, the Zelda series was woefully inadequate.
Well, Vati.
they had-
I don't know about Vati. If you put Vati on, well,
They had Dark Link and Ganon. That's all they had.
I could see Vati going on the list because there are characters less villainous than Vati.
Well, I wasn't thinking of Vati. I was actually thinking of Zant
Yeah.
from Twilight Prince. Tell me he didn't creep you out
Well,
when
he
you
did.
first were
Yeah,
playing.
yeah. He did kind of give me the willies.
He was a creepy motherfucker. And plus, they did include mooks on the list, like the ghost from Pac-Man,
Yeah.
the aliens from Space Invaders. Why not like Moblins or something, or Octoroth, or Stalfos?
Yes, classic Stalfos. I could see a
Yeah.
Stalfos being on there.
The Stalfos Knight. I remember the first time you fought the big Stalfos Knights in Ocarina of Time.
Oh yeah.
It was
crazy.
and then remember in my favorite area of Ocarina of Time, the Spirit Temple.
Oh,
When you went back as a kid, and all of a sudden they were a lot bigger and scarier than they were before.
is that the one where you had to keep using that magnifying glass to see all the real sections, or am I thinking of
That's
what?
the Shadow Temple.
Shadow Temple? Okay.
The Spirit Temple
Temple
was the one in
was-
the desert.
Okay, yeah.
It was
I
in the
remember now.
desert, and it had the best music design, puzzles. It was the best part of the game.
Mhm, and you had to keep going like adult and then kid.
Well, you can't. The first half was as a kid. The second half was as an adult, which
Yeah.
also really made it great.
Mhm.
So, Plus, you get to fight Twin Rovo, who is a really cool villain. So,
The witches.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems weird, and also the Mario series. You had Bowser, you had Wario for some bizarre reason.
Yeah.
Even though they said he was an anti-hero, but what about like the Goombas?
I guess they should be on there because they are so
I'd
they're
put
so
them-
underpowered, yet they are continually trying to
Yeah.
take down Mario.
Even if they were like number 100, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's bizarre, it's just strange list when you stop and you think about it.
What was number 100 again? Do you remember?
Mario.
Oh yeah, that was kind of weird.
It was funny, but I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know that he really belongs on the list. Like, it was amusing. But
A little
then when you think
obtuse.
of all the stuff, that's not there,
Mm-hmm.
you're thinking you really put Mario and Wario and all these guys, Donkey Kong as number 5.
Yeah,
and,
number
and
5.
you don't have, and you don't have Garland or Golbez, or you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
or anybody from Dragon Quest, or you know what I mean. It's just
Yeah, it's
it's just fucked up
shame
shit,
on you, IGN.
And even like from like a modern Final Fantasy game, what about Bartondolus? I mean, he was an evil pope.
Yeah,
I
those
mean,
can never be good.
yeah, you look at him and you see Darth Sidious in a Pope robe.
Let's just hope
You
there's no
know?
Order 66 involved.
Oh man, I think he did it to Grand Pulse already. But I just don't know. I mean, I didn't think it was a very good list at all.
No, well,
I was enjoying reading it, but a lot of it was just like, okay, another Metal Gear one, another God of War one,
yeah, holy crap, Metal
another
Gear Solid.
Warcraft one. Yeah, and so many from God of War.
Yeah, they were just naming off gods essentially. Oh no, there was didn't they
There was
mention it?
Zeus. There was
No,
Ares
I'm think there was
and
the Titan, one of the
Kronos.
Kronos. Yeah,
Well, he's a god.
I thought Titans were Titans and gods were gods.
The gods came from the Titans.
Yeah, but that doesn't make them gods. Gods come from
Well, it makes them super gods. They
super.
created the god. They created the gods.
Yeah, but I mean, how come you didn't really hear much about the Titans and you heard way more about the gods?
Probably because who knows? I
Yeah,
know who the fuck knows.
yeah. Should ask my
Okay,
brother. He's studying all that kind of stuff.
Zeus is a rapist, though. I just want to point that out.
Mm.
You know, I mean, it was just bad from the beginning. There's a strip I read called Ogloff,
Yeah.
and yeah, it gets pretty pornographic at times,
Yee.
but it's very funny. And there's this whole thing about this woman that's in prison and like some dungeon, and then like Zeus is looking down on her, and he's like, "I desire you, mortal. I will visit you as a puddle of water." So he turns himself into a puddle of water, like he's like fucking Marvin and Wendy or some shit. And he drips down into her cell, and then he's like, actually, now that I'm down here, that sexy bitch over in that water bucket looks even better to me. And so this golden, it was golden rain, that's what it was. He comes as golden rain. So this golden rain leaps into the water bucket and is like sloshing around with the water in there. He's like, oh yeah, so wet.
So it looks like just a bucket of piss then.
Well, just water sloshing around. So then the chick she goes to the door and she starts banging on it. She's like, hey, I need a new bucket of water. The first one's getting kind of creepy.
Very weird, man.
Oh, it's a strange comic strip. Well, that's our show. Anything you wanted to end on here?
Just that IGN, you better, you know,
Fail.
no. You gotta. There has to be one really good list from IGN coming sometime.
Well, I thought the top superheroes list was good.
What was number one? Superman?
Superman, yeah.
Yeah. All right, fair enough.
It was a lot better than the supervillains list where number one was Magneto.
All right, correction. Do better on video game lists.
Definitely. What the fuck?
Got to be one good video game list out there. You're IGN. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, come on. What the fuck?
And also, more fan stuff. It's always nice. More.
Yes, send us
from you guys.
if you want to send us top 10 all natural big boobies, we're cool with that. If you want to send us top 10 best pizza toppings, I want to hear that.
Top 10 fake boobies. Why not?
Why not? Why not?
Top 10
They're
pizza
real
toppings
and
that
they're
look good
spectacular.
on boobs. There.
Well, they all look good on boobs. I mean, even mushrooms would look good on boobs because you could just pick the mushrooms off and you still have boobs.
Exactly. There you go.
It's not like you pick the mushrooms off a pizza and it still tastes like mushrooms.
Yeah.
Now we're getting kind of weird. So
All right. Yeah. Let's end this on a good one.
I do wanna end it with three very special words. Fuck you, GLaDOS.
Yes. Fuck you very hard.
Fuck you in your fucking metal ass.
All right.
See ya.
See you later.